ranking all the indie games. Okay, very good. We are now live on TikTok. Everybody say hello to TikTok. All right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. A very big day today. We are going to be ranking all 34 Nancy Drew games. I cannot believe we've made it this far. I cannot believe that you guys have been with me to play through all of them together. It makes me emotional just thinking about it. Thank you so much to all of your support, everybody who has subscribed, everybody who has commented and participated and watched my streams. You guys are amazing. I love streaming so much, and I today spent most of my day going back over my streams in the past. And I went back to the very first time when I played a Nancy Drew game, and I remember how nervous I was. I played Secrets Can Kill, and you can go back and watch that stream on YouTube, but I brought it up, and I remember thinking, this is something that's really important to me that I really, really love, and I want to play, but I don't know if other people will appreciate it, and I don't even know if there's that many people that even know what these games are, but we'll try it. We'll try it and see if people want to play it. And I remember, and you can see even on my old video, I'm a little bit more shy, I'm a little bit more quiet, my setup's not as great, like I'm just kind of like uncertain. And then I remember just the huge influx of love from everybody and everyone loving the game so much. And I just remember thinking, like, this is amazing. This community is amazing. Such a positive, wholesome community. And I have loved playing all of these with you. And I'm so excited to rank them today. I spent most of the day going through all of my videos, which was a trip down memory lane for sure. It was really funny, like looking back on so many funny moments. We'll talk through some of them as I go through the different games, but I am going to have a ranking tier list up. I'll put it on full screen in a minute here, and it has all the Nancy Drew games except for the dossier games, because I don't really consider those. I mean, they are Nancy Drew games, but they're not quite the same thing. Maybe I'll play them someday in the future. But for now, I have all the original 34, and we're going to do just a typical tier ranking with S tier at the top, and then A, B, C, D, and then unplayed, which we don't have any that are unplayed. I know that I haven't played Ransom of the Seven Ships on stream. I'm hoping that this second time that I play through all the games, I have access now to a download for that game. Someone was on a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and they were giving it out for free to anyone that wanted it. And so I do have Ransom of the Seven Ships. I have already played it when I was really young. And I just remember it wasn't super notable to me. I don't know if I'll necessarily rank it today. I might put it in the unplayed category, but I don't have like detailed thoughts on it, but I have played it before. So I have played all the games. So yeah, this is going to be super, super fun. I'm very excited. I am going to go ahead and play some Nancy Drew music. This is a 2-hour Nancy Drew study mix, which is supposed to have no ads from Nancy Drew walkthroughs. So that should be great. Turn that up in my ear so I can hear. And you guys let me know if it's ever too loud or annoying, but that should be fun while we're playing. While we're ranking. I also have the puppy cam with Ember on here. Alrighty, let me read through everybody's comments. So fun to see everybody. Hello to everyone on Twitch. Elle, welcome in. It's so cool to think of so many of you who I've seen your usernames like every time I come on stream. So fun. So excited. Emma, welcome. Stephanie Lynn, thank you so much for the subscription with Prime. They've subscribed for 11 months. You're almost to a year of subscription. Thank you so much. Happy Monday. Excited to see the final rankings. I know. Have my Nancy Drew sweatshirt on and my notebook out. Oh, Emma, I love that. I almost wore a Nancy Drew one. So I have the It's Locked makeup, which was very last minute. I could not decide what I wanted to do for the makeup. And I literally had like 15 minutes and I was like, I'm just going to write It's Locked because it's locked, and that's iconic, and that's Nancy Drew in fun lettering. That is what it says in case you can't read it. But I'm wearing it is from my shop, but it's my playing my cozy little games sweatshirt that I drew, and I also love this sweatshirt. So ready for this? Yes. Love the makeup. Hi to the doggies. Yes, the doggies are here. Exciting stream. Hi, Juliet. Started watching you during Danger on Deception Island. Wow. Amazing that you've played them all now. I know. Here since the final scene. Did you say Nancy Drew study music? Know what I'll be playing in my classroom tomorrow? Yes. If you go to the Nancy Drew walkthroughs channel on YouTube, they have ad-free study music mix. And yeah, it's great. Awesome. Oh my goodness. I'm looking through YouTube now. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Lighthouse Gaming, welcome in. So curious to see your ranking. I do think I'm going to have some controversial opinions. I'm just warning you guys. Also, there will be spoilers in this ranking. So obviously I'm going to go game by game. So whenever I say the name of a game, if you don't want to be spoiled, you can mute me or whatever. But I am going to probably mention villains and things just because I don't want to feel restricted when I'm talking about my opinions on the whole game. Also, most of you have watched me play all of them, so there shouldn't be any spoilers. Also, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, controversial opinions. I don't have, so some of the ones that you guys have nostalgia attached to, I don't have nostalgia attached to. I'm a 1999 baby, and I have played some of these for the first time this year. So I'm sorry in advance if some of your favorites are not ranked super high, but I'm trying to be fair and I'm trying to be honest. I took a lot of notes for this, so I am taking it very seriously. I was watching other YouTubers' rankings and it was so fun. I watched a couple different people. I was cracking up at Half Moon Joe because I feel like he just was like, just vibing and feeling it as he went along, and it was cracking me up because he's just like, I don't really remember this one. I don't know, where are we gonna put it? Like, I don't know, this one was kind of cool. I remember that one thing that I liked. Okay, we'll put it up here. Like, his ranking was all over the place. If you have time, go watch his ranking video. It is so funny. But it was just hilarious to me because I'm like over here taking notes on every single game. What were the pros and what were the cons? There's a fly. And what did I like and not like? So crazy, but we're gonna try to be very thorough. Hi Brittany, welcome in. Aw, thank you so much, Lighthouse Gaming. Love my vibes. Thank you so much. Feel like your nostalgia is very different from the norm too. It'll be so interesting to see how you guys link up with what I rank. Half Moon Joe is so funny. He is so funny. He's hilarious. Played most of the games now, but the only one I played as a kid was Haunted Carousel, so it's higher on my ranking for me. Yep, and I think for me as well, you'll see that the one that I played first is probably gonna be higher. Ready for the hot takes, yeah? You got engaged on Saturday, Camry, congrats! Everybody say congrats to Camry in the chat. Oh my goodness, she's over on TikTok, but congrats Camry, that's amazing. Pro tip, if you put a minus in the link between the T and U, it gets rid of ads. Oh, really? I did not know that. What the heck? I am going to take a screenshot of your comment because I'm probably going to forget that later. But that's very cool. Let me just screenshot that. I do know that this particular mix doesn't have ads, so that should be fine. But alrighty. Well, I think we are ready to go ahead and get started. Hopefully music is good and not too loud. First one was Treasure in the Royal Tower. I think it's fair that that one's high. It's a very good one. Yes, it was one of my first ones. Yes, I love that game. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna try to not go too long on each one. Just because there's so many, obviously. My notes, guys. My notes are insanely long. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the music in my own ear because I can't think when I hear music, but let me go ahead and bring up the game, which is actually the ranking. Okay, so we have S through D tier, S being the highest, and we have all of the games here. And yeah, this should be interesting. Okay, so we're gonna start with Secrets Can Kill. I obviously played, I think they have Secrets Can Kill. Do they have it listed separately here, or is it only one Secrets Can Kill? Oh yeah, they have it listed separately. So I'm going to rank the one that I've played, which is this one. I am going to put this one in unplayed. I don't know that I'll ever play it. I really don't have too much interest in playing it. I probably will at some point just to say I've played it, but yeah. Oh, I need to make sure on TikTok that you guys can see. One second. Let's see. It's going to be window capture, and it's going to be tier ranking. Whoop. I'm trying to make sure it's... Yeah, I think you guys can see that. And then if I put underneath, my camera, that should be better. Okay, I think that's decent. I think you can see. Yeah, I'm just on the tier ranking website. Okay, cool. All right, so Secrets Can Kill. So these were my notes. Secrets Can Kill it's a short game. It's very short, which, I mean, you know, sometimes you want a short game, but to me, I do like games when they're longer. Audio is far too loud on TikTok. Oh no, far too loud. What do you mean? Like the music is far too loud? Let me see. Hold up. I swear TikTok always has problems. Primary speaker. Oh, let me turn down the headphones. I think that's what you guys are hearing, maybe. Background music is a little loud. Does that help what I just did, or is it still too loud? I don't know if it's playing you guys what I have in my earphones or if it's playing what's happening on my computer. Is that better on TikTok or no? Still too loud. Somebody can tell me, that would be fantastic. You are low. The music is like Gaelic music. Yeah. I know. I hear the music in my own headphones, but I don't understand why. I'm low. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me now. Still a bit too loud. Interesting. Well, the music kind of stopped now, so it's hard to tell. General settings. I wonder if I just like mute that. That's good. You sound great. Okay. I turned myself up. So I didn't turn the music down. I turned myself up. Where's the playlist from? It is Nancy Drew Study Mix from Nancy Drew Walkthroughs on YouTube. Love to clean my house to Nancy music. Yes. Okay. So you're good? You guys are good? Okay, cool. All right. Just making sure. All right, so Secrets Can Kill. Short game. It's basic, but nostalgic, very nostalgic. As I was looking back over my playthrough, it's insane. The music and everything is so nostalgic and so just, yeah, very, I played it, I think pretty early on when I played the Nancy Drew games. And it feels, yeah, I don't know. It kind of feels like you're going back to high school in a way because you're roaming around in the high school and talking to high school students. I definitely think it's a great game for beginners because I think that it's pretty easy. The puzzles are easy. I do like the hidden puzzles throughout, like on the different boards on the walls and stuff, the little like written out puzzles. I did a lot of like Nancy Drew notes in my notebook whenever I played that game. I'm trying to think where I would rate it. I want to say for now, obviously D would be my worst games. I would say it's definitely not in the top 2, but it's not middle either. I want to say C. It's not one of those games that I go back to and I'm like super excited to, you know, play. But it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. There's so much drama in it. I put Daryl Gray. Ew. Daryl Gray was so gross to me. He just creeped me out. And Detective Beach was pretty creepy too. But yeah, great game for beginners. Yeah. Okay. Stay tuned for Danger. We just played Stay Tuned for Danger. Oh my goodness. That one was good. It had terrible navigation, which you guys I'm sure know this, but really, really bad navigation. I hated it. It almost made me not want to play it because obviously I was going to play it, but it just made it difficult to play. Sorry, my earphones are going like in and out. But the story was really good. I loved all the drama with the TV like setting, the soap opera, all that was really great. The characters were pretty interesting. I would love to play it again and experience more details and do puzzles for fun. Obviously, the first time I'm playing it, I'm trying to like figure out, you know, did my headphones just go out again? No. Okay. Sorry. I'm obviously trying to figure out the game because it's my first time playing it, but a second time through, I wouldn't be so concerned with like, oh, who's the culprit? What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? Is anything timed? Like, I would just know what I'm doing and then I could focus more. And I obviously on my own, I feel like I would enjoy doing all the little extra puzzles. When I'm on stream, I don't enjoy it as much because they take me a long time. And honestly, a lot of it is just me thinking and sitting there writing, which is kind of boring for you guys. And I just don't feel like it's like super stream oriented. But for me on my own, if it's just like a rainy day and I just want to chill and do a bunch of little puzzles, I feel like it's fun. I feel like in general though, I'm really glad that they did away with that detail of having meaningless puzzles. I'm glad that that's one of the only games that I've experienced that in because it's not fun when you do a puzzle, when you've never played the game before and you do all these puzzles and they're meaningless and they don't actually make the game go forward at all. So I'm glad that they changed that. So yeah. Also, I didn't love the environments a ton. So like we had like the movie set. I guess I was hoping maybe for more like things happening on the movie set. It was just always kind of still, which I get it's one of their very first games. And so it was kind of basic in a lot of ways. We have the apartment, which again is just kind of basic. And then the TV set. The prop room is probably the most fun room. And then I do like snooping through their different rooms. I'm going to say this later on again, but I think that the final scene is a better version of this type of environment specifically. Not necessarily the story, but the environment is in a theater, and it's obviously not soap opera themed, but it's kind of movie themed, and I feel like that one did the environment much better, and I enjoyed the environment more. So yeah, anyway, more puzzles. So yeah, stay tuned for danger. I think I would rank that one. Would it be better than Secrets Can Kill or worse? It's honestly pretty similar to Secrets Can Kill for me. And I know some people probably have a lot of nostalgia attached to Stay Tuned for Danger. But I feel like because of the navigation and because of obviously it's got worse animation and things than other games, it's gonna be a C for me, I think. Message in a Haunted Mansion. It's been so long. I'm so excited to start over and playing these from the beginning, which by the way, we're gonna do on Wednesday. We're gonna start over from the very beginning with Secrets Can Kill. I'm very excited because it's been so long since we played some of these. So anyway, Message in a Haunted Mansion. That one also I played early on in my game playing when I was a kid. The Haunted Mansion vibes are great. I love like the little spooky haunting things that are happening throughout, and it gives you kind of a little eerie vibe, but it's not super spooky. It's kind of like just enough for you to be spooked out. Isn't that the one where the ICU sound comes from that you guys love using over on Twitch? That creeped me out the first time we played it. So yeah, Message in a Haunted Mansion, very fun. It's a little glitchy. Like I remember the floor inlay puzzle was like having a glitch that was really bad that I actually had to like go into the game settings and like fix it so that the puzzle was solved already so that I could skip it because it was so glitched. Spying was fun, like when you're inside the like other side of the, is it a bookcase or the wall or whatever? Yeah, that sound. That's fun because you get to like, I don't know, you get to like snoop around and stuff in the office and everything. It was a bit spooky. The fire, the hauntings, all of that. Yeah, kind of intense. Still a short game and kind of basic, but a classic. I feel like this is just a very classic Nancy Drew game. Again, I feel like it's pretty good for beginners as well, other than the glitch. I would say, ooh, this is difficult. Do I rank it better? It's honestly right around that same level though. Like, I do think I might like Secrets Can Kill a little more than Haunted Mansion. The whole Lizzie Applegate story is kind of interesting, but honestly, I find the drama in Secrets Can Kill more interesting. Dropping the chandelier, yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I feel like Message is really good for one of the beginning games. I really enjoy it, but compared to some of the newer ones, it's not as good. Yeah, if you're gonna like play a newer one, it's not gonna compare as much. Classic is a great word. Classic mystery. So I would say, oh, this is hard. For now, I would say it's the same category as these ones. I kind of think of it in the same way. Like, yeah, I'll play it. It's fun. It's not my favorite, but it's still pretty good. Thank you so much for the follow. By the way, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. So feel free to watch on whichever one is best. It might be easier to see on Twitch or YouTube. The environment in Message in a Haunted Mansion is one of your favorites. Yeah, I definitely think the environment, I do think the environment is better than these two games, but at the same time, when I think of gameplay and puzzles and characters, it still feels like a similar vibe to me to these. Okay, then we've got, this is where, in my opinion, the games start becoming iconic. Like, not just classic, but iconic. So we have Treasure in the Royal Tower. Treasure in the Royal Tower, guys. Oh man, Treasure in the Royal Tower is, in my opinion, one of the best Nancy Drew games. extremely iconic. I put that in my notes. The setting, like you're in Wisconsin. It's obviously great for like a rainy day or a snowy day. Like it's one of those, there's multiple games in here that I'm gonna say that, but this is one of them. So perfect for a rainy day or snowy day. The music is incredible and so nostalgic to me. My very first Nancy Drew games I got in a 3-pack was Treasure in the Royal Tower, Secret of the Scarlet Hand, and The Final Scene. And this one probably was my favorite out of those 3. Played it the most. I've replayed it multiple times. It's got all the characters are so fun and interesting, and this is something that's so important to me. So variance and environment, level of difficulty and variance of puzzles, like if there's a lot of hard puzzles or some easy and some hard, balanced or whatever, and also characters, if I like the characters or don't like the characters, or if they're interesting enough. Those 3 things are really important to me in these games, so I'm gonna mention those over and over again. So Treasure in the Royal Tower, for the characters, so for the setting, variance and environment, I feel like is great because you've got the whole like crazy underground basement area, you've got the tower itself, you've got your bedroom and Hotchkiss's bedroom, you've got the outdoor area and the garden area, you've got the shed, you've got, I just feel like it's so big of an environment and it's very fun to move around in. The living room is so cozy with the fireplace. And then you've got characters. For characters, they are so iconic. You've got Hotchkiss, who's introduced in this game, who is an icon. I have her portrait framed on my wall. Like, she literally is so amazing. Her ordering 50 drumsticks will never not be funny. And then you've got Dexter Egan. I love his whole backstory. I love like the little secret room you find with all the like books and stuff about him and like his dad and like the whole, and then wasn't he like the founder of like the chocolate milk company or something crazy? So yeah, he's very interesting as a character to me. I love a classic, like, and Nancy Drew loves to have a grumpy old man character, but Dexter Egan is honestly one of my favorites of the grumpy old man characters, just because he's one of those people that you know deep down is really sweet, even though he is grumpy. And there's so many sound bites from this game that live rent-free in my brain. See ya, Mr. Egan. That one is like always in my head. But yeah, so many iconic quotes and things from this game. But love Dexter Egan. Jacques is interesting. His whole backstory with his fiance and all of his stuff. That's super interesting. Lisa is iconic as a villain. I loved her. Yeah, so many. They're so good. I love all the characters. Setting is gorgeous. I put on my notes, I could stay there all day. I literally could stay there all day. Like, I want to go on a vacation and stay in the Wickford castle place. Music is so iconic. Marie Antoinette history is such a nice touch. Oh, and the library too. I forgot about that. You also have the library, and you get to go in the vents, like the ducts and stuff with the elevator. I remember feeling so cool doing that as a kid. Like, I've always wanted to do this, like climb out the top of the elevator and like start roaming around the place inside the vents. So yeah, Marie Antoinette, loved the history, loved learning about her. That was like super fascinating to me. And the puzzles were good and not too hard and good in variance, which I appreciated. So yeah, love, love, love. I really do not have much bad to say about this game, honestly. I think I am going to put it in S tier. And we'll see, maybe we'll move it later, but I really like it. Okay, time for a sip of water. Jacques is a whiny baby. You cannot convince me otherwise. I'm dead. Yeah, he was pretty whiny. He was really annoying to Nancy too. Oh my goodness. Can I flip the screen? Oh yes, sorry. Is that on? Yeah, I can flip the screen. I'm so sorry. I forgot I have to do that on transform. Flip horizontal. Is that better, guys? Let me see. I actually need to move it. Yeah, you should be able to see now. Okay. Oh, it's the feeling of being trapped in a storm that truly gets me in this game. Yes, the library. Yes, so good. Treasure in the Royal Tower might be your number 1. The one thing that I rank the games on is the environment and vibes. I write on vibes mostly from the games. I love that. S tier is where it belongs. Yeah. What's the S tier? It's basically best of the best of the best. Like it's better than A. It's like incredible. I don't know. Does anybody know what S stands for? Princess Emily, S tier is the highest ranking in a tier list, signifying superior, super, or special quality. Yeah. There we go. We got it. All right. Honestly, so timely with it being the day after the Oscars. I know, guys, it is. It's like, I was like, it's award season. Like, this is our, like, awards. Like, we're ranking the Nancy Drew games. Okay, I also watched the Oscars last night. So iconic. Anyway, so, the final scene. The final scene was also in my bundle that I got of the first 3 Nancy Drew games I ever played. Oh, man. The scary threat right at the beginning of Maya Wen being taken is always iconic. Like, I remember, like, the first time I played it and being so scared and being like, that was actually crazy. Like, I remember thinking, oh, she's gone. She's just gone. Like, where did she go? And you climbing, trying to go through the whole theater, trying to find her. I will say my one note on this is that I feel like in the book, which we read the book on stream, I loved the swap with Maya Wen with Bess. So it was Bess in the book instead that got kidnapped. And I actually felt like that was much more, you felt it a lot more because you love Bess as a character and you have a connection to her. Maya Wen, we've never heard of and we never see again. Whereas Bess, it's like, oh, we love Bess. And in the book, there was so much emotion around that idea that it was Bess that was kidnapped. And Bess is so sweet and everything. Like, it was a lot more like traumatic, I feel like. So yeah, love that in the beginning. The urgency is insane. Then also, fun fact, this is the game that taught me how to pronounce the name Wen. Because now we actually have a place called Wen's, like ways like a distance from us. And I remember like driving by it and being like, I know how to pronounce that now because of Maya Wen. Anyway, okay. So many iconic quotes. Oh my goodness. I may have to cut it short, Hal. Someone just climbed out of my wardrobe. Simone, oh my goodness. Fight the power. So iconic. I have the Fight the Power hat in my shop. I think your phone's about to ring. Nancy was so sassy in this game. Oh my goodness. She had so many sassy one-liners that were just amazing. The music was good as well. I love the music. I literally can hear it in my head right now. But the music going throughout the game and like in the different parts of the theater were really good, and also in the stressful situations were really intense. Yeah, there was lots of like, I feel like you have the basement area with the creepy machine, you've got the upstairs, you've got the like backstage area, you've got their rooms. Like it's pretty variant. I will say I got a little bored of the theater after a while. It's not like my favorite environment, but it's still a pretty good environment. Yeah, characters were great. We had Brady Armstrong, Simone, Nicholas Falcone, Joseph. Like, I feel like they were well developed. I felt like they were interesting. Yeah, similar environment to Stay Tuned for Danger, but in my opinion, more interesting of an environment than Stay Tuned for Danger. Honestly, would love to have had Stay Tuned for Danger's story, but in the final scene type of environment. I just love the environment. Final scene altogether, I would say to me, it is definitely replayable. It's definitely not a C. It's either an A or B. I think I'm gonna say B for now. Yeah, it's a good game, but it's not like my favorite. All right. Anyone have anything to say before we move on? Wish they had done another game with that sense of urgency. It really sets the final scene apart. Yes. The threatening phone call from the final scene scared me so bad as a kid. I couldn't even touch that game until I became a teenager. Oh man, there's so many moments like that from these games that were just so intense as a child. This was my first game. I thought you had 72 real hours to beat it. I did too. I remember when I started it and I was like, because this was one of my first 3. I remember I started it and I was like, crap, we actually only have 72 hours. Like, I was so stressed. And then I was like, oh, we actually have way longer than that. I'll be honest, final scene is not a favorite of mine. It's not one of the worst, but I feel meh about it. The story is good, but the gameplay for me is a little boring. Does final scene have a checklist? I think final scene does have a checklist. I'm not positive about that. Yeah, I might move it later according to what else I end up putting on here. It's definitely not, like I said, it's not one of my favorites, but I do think it's a good game. And also when I think about it compared to these ones, I did enjoy it more, I feel like. All right. Maybe it's because it was one of the first ones I played though. Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Oh my goodness. This one was also very iconic, but also has its downsides. So let's go through it. So this was also one of my first games. This is our first introduction to Sunny June, which I thought was a very fun inclusion in the games. Loved how they included him all throughout and all his little notes and stuff. What does the S stand for? The S stands for special, or what was it? Superior tier. It's basically above A tier, so it's like the best of the best. west. So it goes from bottom to top. Oh, hype trade started. Oh, Princess Emily, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Thank you. You're so sweet. So anyway, introduced to Sunny June. Characters. We have Joanna, who I honestly found a bit annoying. Sinclair. I can't stand Sinclair, but he's the perfect villain. Him and his ugly tie. Alejandro, who was so iconic and so sassy. So many great lines from Alejandro. Henrik. Henrik is probably my favorite character in that game. He is so funny. Him losing his memory. I can't remember. He says that so many times, and that literally is another soundbite that lives rent-free in my mind. There's so many iconic lines from this. Want a cookie? They're from Oaxaca. Semper ubi savubi. Well, whoop-de-doo. It's Nancy Drew. The guy, what is it? Silvio's oratorial bonanza or whatever. So funny. Anyway, it wasn't my favorite environment. It gets a bit boring because you're stuck in the freaking museum and you have to do all these different exhibits. I remember like getting stuck on that game, and I had the 3 to choose from. I had Final Scene, Treasure in the Royal Tower, and Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I played Treasure in the Royal Tower more because I liked it more. Final Scene, I got a little bored of the environment, and also Secret of the Scarlet Hand, I got bored, and I was like, this is hard. Like, I have to do all these exhibits. Yeah, him falling down the stairs. You're asking the wrong amnesiac. Love the vibes of Scarlet Hand, but then I go to play it. There's so many chores. Yeah, there's so many chores. And I just feel like it's very tedious, but I do remember that I did learn a lot, and I will give it that. It feels honestly kind of like an educational game rather than like a for fun game. Like, I kid you not, guys, I was probably in 4th grade when I played this, and I remember I did not realize I was going to be studying the Mayans in history class. And I had a test, and I got literally an A+ 100 on that test because of Nancy Drew. And I studied too, but like I remember like multiple answers. I was like, oh, I know this. Oh, I know this too. Oh, and I like didn't realize how accurate the history was in the Nancy Drew game. I thought it was like maybe some of it was made up or something, but it was actually really accurate. So yeah, it's a very good educational game. I actually feel like if you have a kid and you want them to learn some stuff about the Mayans and spend a lot of time doing that, it's a great, thing to play for that. But it is very tedious. But it has so many iconic moments though, so it's hard for me to rank it because it's like, okay, if I put it down here, that feels wrong with all of the iconic like moments that happen. It's just such a staple game. I think I'm gonna put it in B for now because I definitely would want people to play that if they're playing through the Nancy Drew games. Music playlist is perfect, yay. Going down to the mummy scared me so bad. It's so immersive, yeah, so good. Never really enjoyed Scarlet Hand specifically because of how educational it was when I was a child. Ashamed to admit, yes, yeah, it wasn't like my favorite. But I did learn a lot. Love how events happen to move the story along. Yeah, it was cool having the events happen, like the handprint, obviously, and then him falling down the stairs. Like, all those things made it feel, like, exciting and more interesting. Just checked, apparently Secret of Shadow Ranch is the first one with an interactive checklist. Oh, apparently some earlier ones have a list that keeps track for you on Nancy's computer. I was gonna say also on her, was her computer or her cell phone? I guess it was her computer, yeah. And in, I think it was in Deception Island, I wanna say, and Haunted Carousel. When I was looking back over my videos, I think had checklists. Okay, so that was that one. Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. It was my very first time playing Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake in our playthrough, which was very exciting. I think it was probably one of my favorites of the ones that I had never played before. It and Legend of the Crystal Skull. Both of those I really was so excited to play and really enjoyed. The beginning scene, iconic. So good, so spooky. That would have scared me to death as a child if I had played it as a kid. Even as an adult, it was spooky. And I just loved the whole concept of like these dogs being outside that are gonna get you. Like, it was just very scary. Let's see, what else? Characters, we had Red Knot, Emily. I remember I said that at the beginning of the game because you hear Red Knot outside making like sounds or like bird calls or whatever. And I was like, that's actually even creepier that there's a man outside your house at night making weird sounds. Emily and Jeff. There was only 3 characters, which felt so low because there's some games where there's like 7 characters, and it was like, okay, this is like very like small amount of characters, and they didn't feel very interesting to me. Red Knot was like, he was supposed to be like the classic grumpy old man, but like, I don't know, he was just kind of annoying to me, and he kept giving us chores to do. They all gave us chores to do. Emily was okay. She made sense as a villain, but like, she wasn't my favorite. And Jeff was just kind of meh as well. As I was looking back over these, I was like, it didn't really hit me as like, oh yes, these are so iconic characters. I love them so much. And honestly, for me, if I look back and I can't remember much about the characters, that tells me they weren't super memorable. They weren't super iconic. The environment, House with the Speakeasy, very cool concept, especially because the upstairs that we're like in the beginning is kind of more boring and kind of plain, so it makes it very iconic when you make it to the Speakeasy. I remember the first time walking in there, you guys can watch my reaction back, but like I remember going in there and being like, what, this is insane, like very, very cool reveal. I didn't love the outdoor environment. It was kind of brown and gray and like not great color wise. Like I feel like it could have been more nice. Lots of brown in that game as I was looking back. But it is peaceful. It is peaceful. And also the forest, I think, isn't there like a forest in there? And I remember getting lost in the forest sometimes, or maybe that was in a different one, but I think it was in that one. I am going to be going to the Clue Crew trip for the Ghost Dogs themed, which I'm so glad I've played it now. Next year, they're going to have a Clue Crew trip in Pennsylvania at Moon Lake, and I'm very, very excited. Yeah, super cool. So Ghost Dogs at Moon Lake overall, oh man, it's really hard because I have to balance out like, Speakeasy is cool, the puzzles were fun, it was spooky, which I like, but I didn't love the characters, and I don't know, just it wasn't the greatest environment in my opinion, even though Speakeasy was cool. I don't know if I would put it on B or if I would put it on C, actually. I'll put it on B. All right, it's my first game. Oh yeah. Hey Lila's mama, welcome in. You're going to the Danger and Deception Island one this year? Nice! I wish I could go to that one. I'm all the way over in Virginia, though. It is so far. I like to be able to drive, because obviously you have to pay for your ticket, and you have to pay for your airplane ticket, which ends up being a lot of money, so, and your stay and everything. So for me, it's going to be more feasible to do the ones that are on the East Coast, but I can't wait to see pictures and stuff from the Danger and Deception Island one. Love Ghost Dogs. Played it as a kid. It was so spooky. Has the best soundtrack. I did like the soundtrack. It wasn't like my favorite, but it was a good soundtrack. Wish it was spookier. Like at first it is, and then that's it. Yeah, I agree with that. One of the first I ever played, we were so scared as kids, yeah. Oh my goodness. Speakeasy is so cool, definitely. He's a little creepy as well. Yeah. Keep the storyline, but make it set up more like Crystal Skull. I'd say C is fine, or B. Oh, she does a Royal Tower one in Wisconsin. That one I could attend. Ha! I wish there was an actual Royal Tower in Wisconsin. That would be really cool. It's so random. All right, Haunted Carousel. The Haunted Carousel. Limited environments. So this one, I'm sorry, I've got beef with this game. You guys have a lot of nostalgia connected to this game. Oh man, I was frustrated playing this for the first time. I was really disappointed because the only environments is the Captain's Cove Hotel and the amusement park, which is great if the amusement park had multiple places to go to. But the problem is all the environments that you go to, all of the rides are shut down. So you can't go on the rides, you can't go through the haunted house like it's a haunted house. Like I wish they would have made it a classic haunted house and you could actually go through and experience it. Wouldn't that be so fun? I wish you could actually ride the rides, except for the carousel. You can't ride any of the rides. Also, I just felt like the, let's see, what else was it? So I like the room service menu. I like the hotel room, how it had like a theme to it. Leaving the iron on was craziness. I cannot believe that like burns the hotel down if you leave the iron on. That's so silly. That's such a Nancy Drew logic thing. Oh my goodness. You just played Haunted Carousel. Wow, that's crazy. And then the characters. We have Harlan, Ingrid, Joy, Elliot. I didn't love any of these characters, and they honestly all were a little bit annoying. Joy is she was such a sour person. Such a sour attitude. Ingrid was hilarious with her nice and comments all the time. She would definitely be like a freaking TikTok health influencer if she lived nowadays. Miles the Magnificent Memory Machine was a little bit annoying too, but also could be funny at times. I did love the carousel backstory and like the whole thing with Joy and her father and all of that. Like I did like that, and I liked the ending of the game. I loved like when we got to like figure out about the carousel horse and all that. Like that was interesting. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite environment. It could have been so cool. It could have been so much better. I like that. I like the music too. The music was good. Oh man. I honestly think I would put it C tier. Just because I didn't vibe with this game. I did not vibe with it much at all. Actually agree with you. I really do wish you could ride the rides. Currently replaying the Haunted Carousel and I'm also frustrated, yeah. Don't trash this one too hard. I like this one and not a lot. I'm so sorry, Elle. They should remaster it and add actual ride experiences, yes. Love the game, but agree they could have done so much more with the setting. I remember loving this game as a kid, and when my daughter played it, I felt the same way. The environment was very mid. Yes, it's yeah, could have been better. My nostalgia is sad, but I get it. Yes, that's the thing, and I do recognize that, and I'm so sorry. I do recognize that if you have nostalgia is so strong of a thing, and if you have nostalgia surrounding something, you don't care if it's bad because all the sounds, all the music, everything is so nostalgic, and it makes it positive for you because it brings back childhood memories. But when you don't have that, you gotta be honest, you know? It's also quite short. It is quite short. I definitely did not love this one. C is too good. I'm dead. D, really? You didn't like it at all? That's so funny. Never played it. Strong candidate for a remake. Yes, it would be really good for a remake, definitely. All right, let's move on. Danger on Deception Island. This is another one that's a little controversial, guys. I'm so sorry. So I know everybody loves this game. So many people I talk to, and this is another one. For some reason, you guys just like, everyone played this as a kid, I feel like. I did not play it as a kid, so it's not as great to me, but I think it is better than Haunted Carousel. So basically, I love the cafe environment. Love that. Super cute. The rocky beach area, it all feels very like atmospheric and perfect for that atmosphere that they're trying to create. There's nice variation in environments because you have the boat, you have the beach, you have the cafe, you have like multiple different environments, which is nice. I like that. I cannot stand Holt Scotto's voice. I don't know if it's a young person trying to do an old person's voice, but for some reason his voice just gives me the ick. I do not like it. Not that has anything to do with how good the game is or not good, but he's also annoying as a character. Jenna was not memorable to me. I barely remembered anything about her, and I remember like today when I was going back in my playthrough, I was like, I literally cannot remember anything like about her character. Like she's very meh. Like she doesn't have a lot of personality. I understand that she's very passionate about the whale and protecting it and like all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I just didn't feel like she had a lot of personality. Andy Jason is such a diabolical name to have two first names. He was super creepy as a villain. Like I actually really liked him as a villain. I felt like they did a good job like making him creepy. I like the whole ending sequence. I was watching that back, the ending sequence, and it is really creepy. I love how you work together with the whale to like, you know, get him and everything. The educational whale content is very fun. I like that, how you had like the whole little, you know, it's an history game. They gotta have something educational. I love going through the little like museum area and doing the little fun mini games to do with whales. And also you learn a lot about whales, like actual information about whales, which is cool. Biking without a helmet and that equaling that you die was so extreme. That was equivalent to the iron being left in your room and burning down the building. It just would never happen in a million years. You might get hurt, but you're not gonna die necessarily. Like it was so intense. But also I understand it's, you know, game probably made for kids, so they want to make sure you wear a helmet. The toxic sandwich was really funny that you can give Katie the crazy sandwich. She's another one that didn't have much personality in my opinion. So the bane of my existence is the kayaking in this game. I hated the kayaking, and you guys have probably heard me mention it a million times. it affected my first playthrough so much. When I would think back to the game, like a month later after playing it, all I could remember was how horrible the kayaking was. So that says a lot about the game, in my opinion. It just didn't, I remembered, I think, like the ending, and I remember the kayaking. Those were the only two things. So in my opinion, all the in-between stuff, I didn't really pay attention as much to like the puzzles or like anything else. And I just, not the kayaking drama. I didn't really enjoy this game, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I just feel like it was not up there on my list of like, so I told you guys, variance and environment, it checked off that. Characters, didn't love. And what was the other thing I said? Puzzles, variants of puzzles. I really don't remember the puzzles that much, except that I hated the kayaking. So me hating the kayaking honestly makes me hate this game a lot. On my own, I would play this game maybe one more time to give it another chance, but I don't see myself being excited to play this game. Like, oh my goodness, I want to play this so much. It's so fun. Also, the environment is not my favorite environment. Even though it had good variance, it's not like, oh my goodness, I want to eat it up. I love it so much. So for me, unfortunately, I feel like I'm going to put this in C, guys. I'm sorry, but it's just not my game. I do think if you have nostalgia connected, it's probably way, funner for you. Again, I might move these around as I go along, but why'd they make the kayaking so hard? I do not know. It was ridiculous. C is correct. No secrets can kill yet. Yes, we did do secrets can kill. It is up here. So I haven't played the original, so this is the remaster. Reading through all your comments. I get it. This one's not my favorite either. I'm designing and knitting the sweater that Holt was wearing. That's so iconic. I love that. Mostly only love this one for the vibes. Wow, that's so interesting to me. It's definitely not my favorite vibes, but you do you. I'm glad that you guys love it. Adore the idea of the theme park, but it bummed me out the way it got done. Wish they redid this one where you can ride more rides and walk through the park. About haunted carousel, yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness. Played it so much I know exactly where to click so that part doesn't bother anymore. Yeah, probably if I played it again and I did the kayaking more often. Playing it for the first time, absolutely. Jenna was underused, agreed. Take out the kayaking and I think this could be A tier, really? I don't think so. I don't think A tier. I would move it up to, I don't know. I'd move it up to a B maybe. Nostalgia has a chokehold on some of us, yeah. Oh, somebody give Willow a treat. Willow. Oh, Ember is so cute. Come here, Ember. You want a treat? Come here, Willow. My nostalgia says it's B, but I do absolutely get it. Oh, she took it right out of my hand. All right, let me give one to Ember. Ember is getting so big. Here. Good girl. Oh, she's a good girl. So sweet. So sweet. She is the sweetest little dog, guys. She follows me everywhere. It's so funny because I tell Jason, Willow likes him better. And like, I'm not offended. Like, she just does. She likes him better. She is really sad whenever he leaves on work trips. She gets super excited when he comes home. Like, she likes him better. And she always picks him over me. But Ember likes me better. And she is like so sweet and loving towards me. When I'm getting ready for stream, she'll like run to the bathroom where I'm getting ready and she'll just like sit beside me and just like watch me while I'm getting ready or like lay down. She always wants to be right near me. It's so sweet. Obviously respect your list, but do you like Haunted Carousel, Haunted Mansion more than Deception? Do I like Haunted Carousel? I like Haunted Carousel the same amount that I like Deception. Do you like Haunted Carousel, Haunted Mansion more than Haunted Mansion? I do like Haunted Mansion maybe a little bit more. I might go back and edit this at the end. Then we can like discuss moving them around. But I feel like they're all pretty much the same tier there. All right, we gotta move on. Gotta keep moving. A little Shadow, yes. Ember's a Nancy Drew girl, yeah. All right. Husband and I have a competition on who the animals like better. I'm dead. Okay. Secret of Shadow Ranch. This game. So this just proves to me This did what Danger on Deception Island didn't do for me. So you take an environment that I don't really like that much. I didn't love the concept of the environment in Danger on Deception Island that much. And then they didn't really, do anything to make me love it. Secret of Shadow Ranch, I hate desert-related things. You can ask Jason. I hate, all the way down to, the movie Dune. I literally will start yawning. And the story for Dune was so interesting. I like the second movie better than the first one, but we can't get into movies right now. I need to do some movie ranking tier lists, but I'm a huge movie enthusiast, for those of you that don't know. But yeah, Dune, I hate desert environments. They bore me so much. I think just because I love color so much, and I do not like them. So it takes a lot of good stories. Same with Star Wars. I've seen all the Star Wars movies, and I've seen multiple of the Star Wars shows. And I will watch them and I will push through, but I hate the desert environments. It feels like it's sucking all the life out of me. So, Secret of Shadow Ranch is set in the desert. So for me, I hate the desert, but I actually love this game. It's not an S tier game for me, but I think it is a very good classic Nancy Drew game. As soon as I turn it on, the music is so iconic. Love the history and the backstory. All the stuff about the backstory characters is so interesting. We've got Dave, come on, we've got Dave. The chores, I know the chores are controversial. I don't love the chores, but I don't hate them. I actually think they are kind of fun. Once you they do make you work for it, but they're tedious after a while because you have to keep repeating doing them. I don't love them again, but again, I wish we got paid for them. But I don't think they're terrible, and they also feel fitting for the environment as well. Here's Shorty. Yep. And then we've got oh, and I love making the cake. Oh my goodness, I love making the cake for Tex. That's so fun. The characters, we've got Tex, which is our grumpy character. And again, he's another grumpy character that you just can't help but love because you know deep down that he's really sweet. And I love the whole romance with Mary Yazzie, which came from left field. I did not, when I first played that game, I was like, wait, what? I did not expect that. Very cute. I love her little shop and that you get to go to her shop and you get to oh, the game where you organize the rings. Love that game. I would play that just as a separate mini game. So fun. Shorty, oh my goodness, I hate Shorty so much, which is perfect because he's the villain. He's so annoying from the beginning of the game, from him demanding that you do chores, his voice, just everything about him is just annoying, and he was the perfect villain. He's really creepy at the end when he's chasing you and talking and everything. Ugh. Yeah, I wrote that down as one of the quotes here, Shorty. And then, come on, Bob. I always think of that one in my head, too. Also, variance in environment. We've got, obviously, the ranch, Mary's store. We have that random area out in the desert. We've got the ghost town, which is so epic. And there's a bunch of different buildings and things there. We've got the desert caves area that we go to at the end of the game. So many different environments in one environment. So I really, really appreciated that. The conversations with the uncle and aunt on the phone are really funny as well. The rings puzzle, yeah, I wrote that down. There's a marble maze that you have to do I also liked. And the beads, there's one with a embroidery thing I think that you're doing with beads. That was fun as well. So yeah, lots of good puzzles that I liked. Arrowhead hunting, yes. The little not petroglyphs, what are those things called that are on the wall that you have to search for? All of that was very fun. So all of that for me makes this an A tier game. It's not S tier for me just because, again, I hate desert environments. And also, so that alone would probably make me not so keen to play it, but it is very well done. And I definitely recommend this as just a classic game that I think everyone should play. Okay, sip of water. Whew, didn't like Shadow Ranch, don't like the environment either. That killed me on the game entirely. That is fair. That is definitely fair. It's an S tier for me, but I'll take A. I definitely respect you guys having it as an S tier. Absolutely. And it would be S tier for me if I was really into desert ranches. Horseback riding is fun. The trips to the abandoned town, the soundtrack, unpopular. I loved Shorty's campfire song. I'm dead. Holidays. That's so funny. Shadow Ranch won so many awards. Shorty was such a great villain. Love the end sequence getting chased through the caves. It was so intense. The chores and the cake baking, and Dave. Having actors read the text and background in this game is something they should have kept up. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Such a classic, definitely. All right, I gotta put Ember outside really quick. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Whew. All right, let's move on to Curse of Blackmoor Manor. Oh, guys, this game, which it was so funny because when I looked up online, actually, I was quite surprised because I looked up like what is the most purchased Nancy Drew game? What is the most popular Nancy Drew game amongst players? And Google actually said that there's no official like Her Interactive hasn't released like their official records of how many games sold, but there was some really like iconic ones. That's Treasure in the Royal Tower is one of them that sold a lot. Secret of Shadow Ranch is one of the ones that sold a lot, but Curse of Blackmoor Manor is actually one of the ones that people list the most as their favorite, which is so interesting to me. But let's go through it. This is the one I actually have the most notes on. This was so creepy as a child. This game was so creepy. I almost didn't finish it when I started it as a kid because it creeped me out so bad. I got to the cutscene where you see Linda's hand and it's all hairy, and I like freaked out. Something about people, like a human, turning into a monster as a kid really terrified me. I was never scared of like I watched Lord of the Rings as a little kid and like I was not scared. Like I was never scared of monsters and stuff in general, but something about the concept of a human turning into a monster just felt really creepy to me. And this one just really creeped me out. Like I remember thinking like, this is scary. I don't know if anyone has seen the old Pagemaster movie, The Pagemaster, with Macaulay Culkin as a little kid, and they like, he's a kid from Home Alone, and he like goes to the library and it's like half the movie's animated. That movie has a scene where there's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and he like turns into Mr. Hyde. That scene gave me nightmares as a child. So creepy. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but same concept. So anyway, when I saw the thing of her hand turning hairy, I remember thinking like it was really creepy, and I like turned the game off and I like didn't want to play it for a long time. Yeah, the raw steak by the bed. Oh my goodness, so many creepy moments. It was honestly a really creepy game. The Pagemaster genuinely terrified you as a kid. Yeah, it was a creepy movie. So anyway, love the environment. Love, love, love the environment. I love the manor. I love all the secret passageways. And as an adult, especially because now the creepiness is like the perfect amount for me. I would say for a kid, it's probably a bit much, but for me as an adult, like I love it. Your room, I love the it's very over the top, the details, like it's very kind of gaudy, all of the, you know, gothic kind of details in your room and in the passageways and everywhere that you go in the manor. But I love it. I eat it up. So yeah, really, really good. And it's funny because I didn't even notice that you're only in the manor the whole game. Like you never leave, you never go anywhere else, but I don't even notice because it's so well done, because it's so huge and there's so much to do. Tons of details and puzzles. The puzzles can be a lot, but I put down here, it's super fun for a rainy day and lots of time. It's definitely one of those games that like if I know I want a good long sit to do a bunch of puzzles, it's good for that. Some of the puzzles are hard, and there are puzzles in the game that I still have to look up solves for because they're just too hard for me. I hate the turning rooms near the end of the game, and I think everyone does. Super confusing and super frustrating. But I will say as an adult, I found this a lot easier than as a kid. As a kid, it was like, this is insanely hard, I can't play this. But as an adult, I was like, okay, it's hard, but not that hard. Yeah, so some difficult puzzles, but also a lot of fun ones too. Love the little mini game with the ghosts. Super cute. Yeah, secret passageways. And then we've got characters. So, so many iconic characters in this game. we've got Jane, which is very controversial, but I love Jane. So I maybe it's a nostalgia thing for me, but I love her. I feel like she's very, I don't know, she's such a good part of, like, the game would not be the same without her. All the little, like, conversations you have with her, like, I understand how she could be annoying, but, like, I love that you can play games with her. It's kind of annoying that you have to play games with her every time you want something like a glow stick or whatever. I love that she has, like, kiddish stuff in her room. Like, you can, like, look around and, like, you have the picture of her guinea pig that died. You have, like, the stuff from her mom. You have all the feeding stuff for Lulu. Like, I love that because it's, like, it's kind of in contrast with the kind of gothic, heavy environment. And then you have all her cutesy Jane stuff. Just play games with Jane the whole time. Yeah, I honestly think she's really fun. And her voice, I like her voice. I know a lot of people hate her voice, but I actually really like her voice. And we have Linda, who is creepy, but I feel like was done so well because she's so intriguing. When you first come into the game and she's behind the curtain and you can only see her shadow, I wanted to see behind that curtain so freaking bad. And that was the only thing that bothered me about Curse of Blackmoor Manor, that I remember at the end of the game being so disappointed that we don't actually get to see Linda. I was like, I want to see, like, give me a, like, hairy, like, stressed out Linda, please. Like, I want to see what she looks like. Because we saw her hand, like, it was, like, super hairy, and, like, I want to know what she looks like. And it's hidden from us the whole game. It's kind of, you know, kind of teased the whole time, like that, as if we're gonna see it, and then we never see it. So anyway, that bugged me. But I do think it was very well done for being creepy and very intriguing, because you're like, I was glued to the screen as a child. I was like, what is happening? Why is she, but she won't talk to me? Why is she behind the curtain? Like, the whole thing with the raw meat, like, all of that. It was so interesting and fascinating. Nigel was a little bit annoying, but hilarious as well. I love when he gets scared of the statue that's moving. Mrs. Drake is so iconic. I love Mrs. Drake. She's another one. I love so many of her lines. She says so many funny things. Also Ethel. Ethel was barely in the game. We barely see her, like, what, 2 times? 3 times? We see her in, like, a cutscene, and then a couple times when she bumps into us, and her jump scares honestly were one of the scariest things in the game. I kind of wish we had more conversation with her and more of her. And then we've got Lulu, who's just so iconic. Don't leave me, I love you. And all her iconic statements, she says, who's the pretty bird in the mirror? And the winner is Lulu. Oh my goodness. And then the Bridget with her eyes so bright song. Oh my goodness, that would go around and around and around in my head so many times after playing the game. Got any skulls? Go dig. That game. I love that game. I loved playing that with Jane. And then the guy on the phone about all the food that they have that you can order. Loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, Pinky and Perky, and a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood. I loved ordering food, and I love the fact that you got to carry butter in your pocket. Haven't got a pot of glue. Yeah, I remember that. So many lines. Yeah, the ghost puzzle was really good. Love making Lulu cakes. So funny when you feed her cake that's like poison. Yeah, turning rooms were annoying. I wrote that down. And going back and forth for the different words from the tunnel for Lulu was really annoying. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, so this game I would not recommend for beginners because it is a hard game and it's also confusing and it's spooky. If you're a kid, it's probably pretty scary. I don't feel like it's a good beginner game. I would not start with this game, but pocket butter, yeah. But it is iconic, and I do personally love this game. And this environment is like right up. It speaks to my dark academia heart. So let's see. This one, oh man, am I gonna put it in S tier? I'm gonna put it in A tier for now. I could see myself moving it to S tier, but it is a really good game. All right. Know nothing about the Nancy Drew games. I only read the graphic novel, but this popped up in my recommended and I'm so intrigued. Welcome in. I have been playing the Nancy Drew games. There's 34 for the last like year and a half. And it's kind of how I started into streaming. And so I just finished playing all of them this past week so that we're ranking all of them now. It's very intense, very serious. I'm taking it very serious. I've got a ton of notes on each one. But yeah, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Oh, Lulu. I know Lulu is so sweet. Go dig. So many good quotes. Couldn't imagine playing it as a kid. I don't think I could do any of the puzzles. The puzzles were really hard. They were so hard Totally forgot it's Monday. Mystery Monday. It is. It is. Totally. Wait. I just recently found out that the voice of Nancy voices Lulu. Yes, she does. So iconic. Lonnie Manella. Oh man, what happened to my TikTok chat? Just disappeared. Okay, hold up. I gotta go live again on TikTok. Sorry, guys. It just like, shut down my live for some weird reason. Okay, I'm back. Went thrift shopping today and saw so many old school battered Nancy Drew books. Took everything not to buy any. Oh, because you have them already. Oh man, that's crazy. I don't think I own like a few. I don't have any of like the old ones though. All right. Next up, we have Secret of the Old Clock. This is the one where they go all the way back in time, all the way to the beginning, and they basically, sorry, not to the beginning. They go to the beginning of Nancy Drew, and it is set during like the Great Depression, and it's very iconic. I love how they decided to do this. I like that it's kind of a break from all the other games. Again, I like variants. I like different flavors. I like different ideas. And I love that they did this idea, and it's definitely a vibe for sure. Like if you're feeling like, ooh, I want to do something that feels really old school, really old timey, like old school Nancy Drew, this is perfect for that. They had a great variance in environments. They had the inn, they had Josiah Crawley's house and his barn. They had the town where you drive around, where I did insanely bad driving and crashed into everyone and everything. They have the bank. They have the golf course. The mini golf course. So many fun things. The music is so good. It's so perfect for the environment. We have the characters. So Emily is cute and sweet. There's not too much depth to her, but she's really sweet. Jane, I love the accent, and she's a good villain as well. I love the whole chase sequence thing at the end. It feels very Nancy Drew-esque. Richard Topham I cannot stand, but he was, good character in the game. And Jim Archer, I love his whole thing where he's like you help him get a dress for his wife, or like sew a dress for his wife or whatever. That was so sweet. The puzzles, I love the brain teaser puzzles that you do with Richard Topham. I love the pie puzzle where you organize all the pies. Love the mini golf. All of that was very fun. And the references, all the other references to other Nancy Drew games and stories was very fun. My driving was really bad. I love the villain reveal because I didn't know who it was, and that was so cool when you like found the information about her in her little podium thing, and you were like, wait a minute, she's not who she says she is. Very fun idea for a game. Welcome to Zippy's, where Zipless service is zapped and Zippy service is the zippiest. I remember that so many times being said. I was so bad at driving that I kept having to go to Zippy's all the time. But anyway, so Secret of the Old Clock. I really did not have too much bad to say about this game, honestly. I will say for me, it's not, don't take any wooden nickels. I don't think it's S tier for me personally, because it's not one I go back and replay. It's honestly not a super long game. But I definitely think it's A tier for sure. All right. Love the journal you made. Currently using it. Thank you so much. For those of you that don't know, I have a Nancy Drew journal, and it says it's up to you as Nancy Drew, and it has stamps all over it that I designed and drew that are based off of all of the Nancy Drew games, and I use it for taking crazy notes for all the games while we're playing, and it's very helpful and very fun to keep track of everything that you're doing. Alrighty. Driving is a riot in that one, yeah. Music is incredible, yeah. One of my favorites, mostly because of nostalgia, but also love the Midsummer Night Dream theme. Yes, I also appreciated that. Love the mirror puzzle in the barn, yes. So easy to go back and replay, yeah. It is definitely fun to replay. I'm always down to replay it. For me personally, I don't know if I would choose to replay it. My vibes that I like to replay over and over again are usually Dark Academia type vibes, and it doesn't have those, but I still love it. I still love it a lot. All right, next. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Oh, wow. This game is iconic. This game is very iconic. I love the start of the game with Lori. She is so annoying and so funny. Love her voice actress. With her disappearing, very iconic, very intriguing. And I love that. I love that you're like, where is she? What happened? Who took her? Good variants and environments. We've got the train, which is super cool with lots of different cars with different themes in almost every single car, and you keep unlocking different ones, and it's a train, so it can keep going and going and going. And I love how they did it. And then we've got the old town with the taffy shop with Fatima, which is hilarious. Yeah, love that. And you get to do a little taffy mini game. And we've got like the graveyard area. Oops, sorry. For characters, we've got Charlena Purcell, which is so funny to see her after we've heard about her in Shadow Ranch. And the Hardy Boys, I love them in this. I like the way they look in this one. I think I don't know if I would say the best out of any of the games. I can't remember all the games they appear in, but I do like them a lot the way that they look in this game. And we obviously know they look horrible in Creature of Kapu Cave. We'll get to that in a little bit here, but they look great in this one. Lori, for the time, also for the animation style. Tino Balducci. So I've heard him called Tino Balducci. Very accurate. So awful as a character and so annoying, but so well done because you hate him so much. Yeah, he's terrible, but so good. John Gray is so forgettable. I literally could not remember anything about him when I was taking notes on this, and I was like, I don't remember anything about this man. Who is this man? Sorry to this man, as Kiki Palmer says. But yeah, so John Gray, Fatima, so funny. I love it. I wish we could see Fatima outside of the suit that she's wearing. I want to know what she looks like, but I love her character. Very iconic. So many fun puzzles. Love the doll puzzle. Love the pipe puzzles in between the different cars. The word search blocks. The taffy game. I hated the weights puzzle. Hated that puzzle. You guys know this when I played the game, when you have to do all the little weights and you have to figure out to open the door. Oh, I hate that so much. I'm terrible at anything that involves any kind of math, and I also never could figure out the logic to that game, and just drove me nuts. Yeah, the ending was really fun with the mining carts, where you have to choose which direction you go. Cheeseburger. So iconic. Ember and Willow are cracking you up. Yeah, they're running around in the background. They're having a good old time. You agree, the Hardy Boys look so good. Are we going to play a game today? No, we're not. We're just doing a ranking of all the Nancy Drew games today. It's going to take us a while to get through all of them. Love this one. Top 5 for sure. The gems and the dolls and the Hardy Boys. I know, it's so good. Train is iconic. Truly think it was ahead of its time. Like, thinking about how truly old the game is, it was like it was made recently with how amazing it is. Yeah, puzzles are so good. The weight puzzle is so hard, though. This one has such a cool gameplay to it with the moving train and stops along the way. I always wanted them to make another like this, like on a cruise ship. They should make a cruise ship game. That would be so iconic. Train takes the cake at this point. First one to play as a Hardy Boy. Honestly think that Clock was a turning point for me that made me fall in love with the games, even though I didn't start playing until game 18 came out. Wow. Train is so good. The music, gadgets, and train ASMR. Send me, yes. You get to make food. Yes, you get to make food. That's right. The gameplay seems pretty long. Yes, I agree with that. Balducci. Do love the games where the Hardy Boys are involved somehow. Yeah. All right, well, didn't realize Willow was playing with Ember. I thought Ember was playing by herself. I'm dead. So, all that to say, the only thing is that I don't like about this game, it's not like my favorite environment. I like the environment though. Definitely think it's very iconic. And it's the only things that I didn't like was the weights puzzle. And I think that was it. So honestly, this might be an S tier. I think it might be an S tier. It's a really good game. I'm gonna put it in S tier. All right. Now we're gonna move on to Danger by Design. I want to say, was this my first time playing this one? I don't know if it was my first time. I think it was my first time playing this one on stream. This one, so I always get Phantom and Venice and Danger by Design mixed up, so I'm really glad that I looked over my previous videos today to remind myself. Danger by Design was crazy. I mean, Minette is insane. Iconic of a character, but like really insane. And the environments, we have Minette's office, we have Jing Jing's apartment, we have the cafe, we have the outdoor market, we have Dieter's apartment. Oops, sorry. I just got out of my note. We have the catacombs with diving. So we had a lot of variation, which was, you know, nice. Minette was very memorable for sure. She was just kind of crazy. Heather was not super memorable to me. Jing Jing, I like Jing Jing. She was nice and cool as a character. I liked her. Dieter was so annoying. I couldn't stand him and his accent was so bad. Jean-Michel Traquenard. I love when he like keeps trying to get Nancy to pronounce his name correctly. I love how he bought you food at the cafe and you got to choose like different dishes and stuff. The little selling booths where you buy things are so funny. All the accents are so bad, but it's just so funny. This game feels like such a random menagerie of details. The puzzles were a little annoying. The toilet hack was great, flushing the toilet 10 times or whatever it is, and then it solves the puzzle for you with the one where you have to have the lights out. I tried, guys. I tried to do that puzzle and it was so freaking hard. I don't know if I could even do it. Like, it was so hard, but I love the hack that we can skip it. I did love making cookies in Jing Jing's apartment. That was fun. The fashion game was funny. The dress up one didn't make a lot of sense, but it was still funny. The bomb was really stressful. Trying to like make sure the bomb wasn't going off was really stressful. Doing the painting that you could do to earn money, that was fun. Parfait making, love that. I love making the parfaits. I didn't love the sound effects for the parfaits. They were a little ick, but I did love making parfaits. I love any food related games. I think we all have that in common. French accents were terrible and laughable throughout. The end game annoys me with the fighting. It was terrible to have to repeat over and over again. I kept doing it wrong, and I just listening to her and Nancy's comebacks over and over and over was really annoying. And honestly was just kind of hard at the end. It was just such a strange gameplay, like such a random thing to do at the end of the game. The game feels very random and very like, I feel like they thought, ooh, we've had some quirky stuff that people have liked in the past. What if we just make the whole game random and quirky? And they kind of had a lack of like a good mystery and a lack of a good story. And it was just all random and quirky. So for me, I think that this one's funny, but it's not one of my favorites. I think I'm going to put it C tier. Sunny June made the game. Yeah. Didn't know about that hack. What? That's crazy. You'll have to rank which game Nancy is the sassiest in. I'm dead. Oh my goodness. The environment does not do it for me. We literally could have had this storyline anywhere. I wish I had more actual France involved. I agree with that. Hardcore. It was hard to find the secret room under the windmill if you don't know where to look. Agreed. End fighting was awful. No idea the concept or the thought process when trying to figure out that puzzle. Hated the ending. Real letdown. That would have been so fun. Still not the same as a true indie game. Never understand the bomb puzzle. Oh, the third dossier game was a ship one. Oh yeah, I think wasn't it like Ship of Shadows or something? I remember hearing about that. It's set in Paris, so I want to like it, but I think this is a D for me or a low C. I agree. Like, this would have been my dream game. It was so odd, and the fashion was terrible. I agree. Like, as I'm thinking about this, like, maybe this is a D tier game, because like we could have had way more fashion. We could have had. I didn't even realize we were in Paris, guys. Like, that's how bad this game was. I think I am gonna move this to D tier. I did not realize we were even in Paris. Like, I knew we were in France, but that's insane. Like, they could have made the environment feel a lot more immersive. The fact that rats can steal your fighting book as a solution to the endgame puzzle is wild. Yes, that is insane. That is insane. Okay, we gotta move on, but that game was crazy. Okay. Creature of Kapu Cave. Are you guys ready to just like hang out in the D tier for a little while? This game will go down in history as one of my least favorite Nancy Drew games. I grew up in a tropical environment in Belize for 8 years of my life, and there's so much more they could have done with the tropical environment. I really, like, sure, hanging out on the beach, collecting seashells and making necklaces is fun, but this game in general was very like task heavy, and the chores that you had to do, I just did not enjoy them. The frash jars, oh, so frustrating. So the environments you had were the shop, the beach, the caves, the base camp, and Dr. Craven's like lab area. Didn't love any of the environments very much. I hated Big Island Mike. Hated. He's not a character that I even say, oh, he was so terrible that I love him, like Tino Balducci. I actually genuinely do not like Big Island Mike. I guess because maybe just because he feels too real. Like, he's so greedy and he gives me the ick. Like, I just did not enjoy him as a character at all. Every time we interacted with him, he was trying to get money from us, or he was trying to, like, every time we were selling him fish, and we were selling him, or what was it? He was like not paying us. We were like catching fish for him or something. And then like the snow cone thing, where if you don't save ahead of time, he legit will have you buy tons of snow cones just to figure out what his favorite flavor is. And he's making money off of the snow cones you buy. Like, so messed up. Dr. Kim is really annoying. I did not like her character. She was just very annoying. Every time we had to listen to her talk, which we had to listen to her a lot in this game, was very annoying. Dr. Craven was really mean. Like, this was just like so negative. Like, everybody, Pua was the only character that I didn't hate. And we didn't get that much of Pua. We really did not get to talk to her that much or get more of her story or anything. Like, she was barely in the game. I wish we could have done like surfing with Pua, like actually, like a mini game or something. That would have been so fun. Yeah, too many aggravating people at once is what I wrote down. Collecting seashells was fun, and making necklaces. The flash jars were boring. Didn't love the other puzzles. The puzzle with the snow cone was awful, except if you saved it and then you didn't have to do all of those. The Hardy Boys look terrible suddenly. Joe looks like a caveman. That was also a downside to this. That was awful. They looked so bad. I don't know why they changed the design so much from Last Train to Blooming Canyon, because they looked great in Last Train to Blooming Canyon. I don't know why Joe looks like a freaking caveman. D is like the F tier. D is like the worst. It's the worst ranking. So yeah, the Wiki Tiki song is cute and memorable. 3-finger rock. I wrote that down because I remember him saying that. It was so funny. Yeah, so hate this game. Putting it in D tier, I do not want to replay it. We will someday eventually, but I do not want to. Only found shells for the cheapest necklaces. I feel like Kapu Cave could have done more to feel like being in Hawaii than just kind of general tropical island. Absolutely. Even when I played this when I was younger, I think I blanked this one out because it's so forgettable and boring. Dr. Kim's voice is so nasally. It is so hard to listen to. And we have to listen to her so much. The necklace making could have been good, but it was so hard to find shells. Yes. Oh my goodness. Her voice was the worst. Hate, hate, hate Dr. Kim. Oh man. It's a weird portrayal of the native Hawaiians too. Yeah. Or a literal volcano that would physically make me feel like I was melting while sitting in my grandma's computer office in the comfy AC. Sensory nightmare. Ugh. I did like the frost puzzle. It was actually the only thing I did like. Wow, that's crazy. I did not like the puzzle. The settings being at a crappy resort or sorting bugs. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. The dude that yells, the scientist, he was so awful. Maybe we can vote when it comes back around if it should be played again because it was so bad. Would you give it an F if that was a category? Yes. But I don't want to make it a category because I feel like already we've got 4 lines of categories. Like, I think it's enough categories. You never played it? The Big Island Bucks. Ugh. Terrible. Okay, let's move on. White Wolf of Icicle Creek. Oh my goodness, this game. Okay, this definitely has pros and cons. So, environment, so cozy. It is another one that I would recommend for a rainy or snowy day. Perfect for that. Making sure Willow's okay. Love cleaning the guest rooms and cooking, even though we aren't getting paid, as usual. I loved cooking in this game. I like how we have 3 different times that we cook, and I like that we can set the alarm to do it whenever we want, and also, or not whenever we want, but like we can go set our alarm and do it right then if we want to. And then we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which are all 3 different meals. I appreciated that variation, so it's not the same cooking every time. I love like the, just the noises and stuff. All the ASMR when you're cooking is great. So our environments, we have basically just the cabin and outdoors and like clearing the snow. And then we have the hotel and then the cabin and then the clearing snow outdoors. Those 3. We have the fishing cabin too. So those kind of environments. So it's all kind of snow themed, which is nice if you're, in the mood for that. Chantal, I thought was really annoying. I hate how she just keeps asking Nancy to do stuff for free. Ollie, I put down eager to shoot things. He definitely just wanted to use his gun all the time. Tino Balducci was really annoying in this game. his chores that we had to do for him were annoying. Yanni, I just wrote down his butt and I felt like a laughing emoji because that was all I could remember about him in this game. I just remember every time we turned to look at him, he's like squatting and his butt is sticking out and it looks so funny. Freddie was really funny as a character. I think she's also voiced by Lani Minella, I want to say. I love how they just added her in and you can do the little snowball fight with her. So fun and so cute. Bill Kessler. Lupe, I hated Lupe. I am so sorry, but I feel like this is one of those games where they like say, they did this in Tomb of the Lost Queen as well, where they take the character, I can't remember her name in Tomb of the Lost Queen. I think I wrote it down, let me see. Tomb of the Lost Queen. Jamila. Jamila gives me the same vibes. So with Jamila, they basically, let me go back up to where I was. Oh yeah. They basically make her a really hateable character and have her do these really annoying or terrible things. And then they like switch it up on you and try to make you like her. Like, oh, she's actually a nice person. It did not work for me with, what's her name? Lupe. I hated her the whole game. Like, she was so mean and rude in the beginning that there was no making up for that. Like, I was not like, oh, okay, you're a nice person now. I was like, no, lady, you were so rude to me earlier. This is not, and you never apologized for being rude. Like, no, this is not okay. Lou Talbot was funny. Some good puzzles like the fishing with the mines, which made no sense. It was so funny. We're like in the middle of Canada, in the middle of nowhere, and there's just mines in with the fishing. And Fox and freaking Geese, which you guys know is the bane of my existence. I got stuck on Fox and Geese for a whole stream and a half, I believe, and it was really sucky, and there's no way to skip it, and I hated it so much. I will say, I probably would like to play Fox and Geese on my own. If I was playing this game on my own at home and I was just chilling, maybe I wouldn't mind it too much and I could go back and try to figure it out and whatever. But playing it on stream was very frustrating and I hated it so much and I kept getting stuck and I hated that there was no way to skip it, no way to do anything else. It felt like I played it for an eternity. So yeah, hated that. Snow clearing was annoying sometimes. Some of those mini games I got stuck on. The wolf, there was some things with the wolf I also got stuck on that wasn't clear. So there was some harder puzzles in this one. There was a really funny nightmare that we had. Oh, and I love the cool secret room that they had. I love that that was like, you got an Easter egg, or you called 555 Mystico, and then he told you about an egg, and then you use the egg on the door, and then you go in, and then there's a whole like chicken-themed room. I thought that was really cool that they like actually made a whole extra room for that. And just super fun. Too many puzzles I wrote down. I just feel like there was too many puzzles in it. Yeah. So not my favorite for sure. I think I'm going to put it in B tier. It's definitely still a fun one to play. It's better than these ones in my opinion, but it's not one of my favorites. Surprised by how many people don't like it. It's one of your favorite mini games. Half tier for the jet ski though too. The Fox game was difficult, but it's more like a half tier down. Fox game is at least an entire grade down. This first game I ever saw you stream actually came in when you were playing Fox and Geese and you stayed? Joanna, that's amazing. I'm so shocked that you stayed. I was literally playing that for so long. Love the food making. Yes, the food, that's what brought it up for me, is like some of that stuff, like the food making was really fun. I liked it more than what I see as the norm in the ND community. Had cheats when I was younger. Yeah, there are cheats, but I don't know that. I don't think there. I tried to look into cheats. I brought up the cheats menu. You guys can literally go back and watch my playthrough. Don't do it because it's terrible to watch. But like, you could see me like trying to hack into the system and like do the cheat thing, and there was no cheat. It wasn't working. I couldn't get it to work for Fox and Geese, of course. My mom was the designated Fox and Geese player when I was a kid. Your poor mom. Nancy got radiation poisoning in those mines. I'm dead. They need to skip for Fox and Geese. Absolutely. Hate Jamila more than Lupe. I hate them about the same, honestly. Hello. Give me kisses. I think you either really like Fox and Geese or you really hate it. Yeah. It's definitely a mixed bag, but I can see why people like it for sure, but I myself don't like it. Okay. Moving on. We gotta move on. Legend of the freaking Crystal Skull. This was my first time playing Legend of the Crystal Skull. Please be nice to the next game. It's my favorite. Don't worry. I will be very nice to this game. It was my first time playing this game, which means that this game should have a harder time on the ranking because it's harder for me to play it. I have to play it on stream on my first time playing it, and I have to figure it out, which usually makes me like the game a little bit less because it's just more difficult. But I loved this game. And it had some hard puzzles for sure. Here, Willow, I gotta put you down. Let's see. So my first time was so good. Environment is on point. Chef's kiss. I feel like I am in Louisiana. I feel like I am in the environment. The rain ASMR, the darkness in the game, the gumbo food truck, like all of the environment. Lamont and his little shop, like all of it feels so on point. Yeah, the puzzle in the shop is really annoying. All of the sounds, having to hear them again and again and again, very annoying. Didn't love that puzzle, but I do like Lamont and poor guy sneezing all the time. We've got the shop. So in environments, we've got the shop, the gumbo truck, which is run by Shorty's cousin. If you guys know, you know. The graveyards, the house. I like that we can see Nancy wandering around and stuff. I love that we can dress up the iguana. Iggy, is that his name? So cute. I love that we get to play as Bess. This is her very first game. I actually just listened to the podcast episode. I think it was on the Nancy Drew, the official Nancy Drew YouTube channel, but it's where they talked to Jennifer, I can't remember her last name, Jennifer Pratt, I think. She's the one who is the voice actress for Bess. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, Bess is one of my favorite voice actors in the whole game, in the whole Nancy Drew series. I just love her. I love the way that she voices Bess. She's very talented, and she's just so iconic. And Bess is one of my favorite characters as well. But this was her very first game, which I didn't realize this, but she said that it was a lot of work, it was difficult, and just jumping right in, and she never got to like be with the other people in person, which is crazy because she had such good camaraderie with George in the game, it felt like. But I love getting to play as her and kind of her hesitancy to like do the puzzle and, you know, do all the stuff with Lamont and all that. Very fun. And I'm so glad they kept her on because she's my favorite, best voice actress. What else? Gilbert Buford, that was the old guy, right? Who was like sitting with us at the table. He was a bit creepy to me, like in like a like weird like old man way. Like the comments he made to Nancy about like her being pretty or whatever was just like, no, thank you. Also, by the way, I don't know if anyone knew this, but on Wikipedia, it actually states that Nancy is 18 in all of these games, which I thought was interesting. So she's 18 technically, but I still think it's gross. So yeah, Renee is iconic. I love her character. She also feels very perfect for the environment. Love the villain ending. Love the whole thing with the alligator. All that was so well done. Henry Bollet is iconic with his guy liner and his whole attitude. Loved him. There were some hard puzzles. I hated the ball rolling puzzle where you had to roll the ball and flip over the little tiles and they all had to be the same or whatever. I hated that. I got stuck on that for so long. This is a great one for a rainy day. This is like the game for a rainy day. Like this is perfect. Like if you're wanting to like be inside, be cozy, it's so good. Yeah, so this was a very, very good game. Love this game. The intro made me jump. Yes. Oh, the intro was so iconic too. Love the vibes in this one. Had a crush on Henry when I was a kid. Yes. Oh my goodness. The old man's a bit weird. He was icky. Yeah. He called Bess pretty. That's what it was. Yeah. Hated the ball game until I learned tricks from you. Oh, really? Dud. Would have been amazing if we had to go pick some hot peppers or do some shorty tasks for the cousin in the food truck. That would have been hilarious. The rain is perfect in this game. I listened to a YouTube video of it to fall asleep. Sometimes I love that. Didn't know there was this many Nancy Drew games. Yes! And it's really crazy to see the range. Okay, so Legend of the Crystal Skull. Overall, I think it's going to go in S tier. It's a really good game. I will say for me right now, I don't feel quite like it's S tier just because I've only played it once. And I but I think it has potential to be S tier. So maybe I should put it in A tier, but I really do feel like it's an S tier game. I'm gonna put it in S tier. I think it's really, really good. All right. Next up, we have another game that I played for the first time that I loved, Phantom in Venice. This game, I love this so much more than expected. Again, like I told you before, I got this game mixed up with Danger by Design, and I actually didn't realize that I hadn't played this game. I didn't even realize it existed. And then when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, I've never played this before. I actually was really pleasantly surprised. This feels like a spy game. It feels like you are a spy. I mean, you are technically. And it's kind of, again, different vibe for Nancy Drew. So it's totally different than something like Shadow Ranch, where you're just hanging out the ranch doing chores. Like, this was very spy themed. And the environment you had, it's in Venice, obviously. You had the marketplace, you have the gelato, you have the gondolas with the singing gondoliers, you have the whole diamond heist thing, snooping in the office with the pigeons, disguising ourselves as Samantha Quick, playing Scopa, dancing as Punchy LaRue, which came out of left field. That was insane. So for characters, we have Helena, who was kind of annoying. I didn't really like her. Colin with his tesseract. Margarita, who is our iconic tan queen, always sunbathing on the roof. I honestly loved her. She felt very Italian, in my opinion. Enrico and Prudence Rutherford, who was hilarious. All of these, I mean, it was a fun game. I definitely enjoyed it a lot, and I felt like Scopa was fun. I would play that just as a mini game on my own. I very much enjoyed this game, and I remember saying to myself at the end of the game, this was a good game. Like, I actually liked it a lot. And I was surprised because I thought I wouldn't like it as much as I did. So I think for me, would I rate it A? I don't know if I would put it A. I think it's going to be a B tier. I think it's going to be a B tier for me. It's not necessarily like a really good game, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Love the vibes in this one. Yeah. Dancing was wild. Scopa was fun. Do like it, but I think it's a B. Yeah. First game I played, it eventually made its way down to a C for you. Yeah. What the heck was that dancing game? I'm remembering vaguely. Yeah, Nancy in the cat suit. Hated chasing the villain. Oh my goodness. So funny. Yeah, I feel like everybody likes Scopa. Prudence yelling at her assistant is always fun. Yeah, all the Prudence phone calls are hilarious. All right, so that's Phantom in Venice. Then we've got Haunting of Castle Malloy. I played this game when I was a kid, and unfortunately when I played it, it broke. So it was about halfway through the game, and it would crash at the same spot every single time. And I was really upset because I really wanted to finish it, and I never got to finish it, and I never played it all the way till this past year when we were doing streaming, and I was like, I finally get to finish this game. So loved getting to see the ending of it. We've got the setting, we've got the castle, we've got the pub, we have the sheep barn, we have, yeah, that's about it. So there's not that many places to go. I honestly wish that there were more places to go in this game. I know we have like the whole basement area with Matt as well. I just feel like they could have had more. I do really, really like the environment. Like, it's very kind of creepy, crumbling castle vibes, but I wish that we had, like, I like the pub. I wish we had more places to go to, I guess. The ending has 2 more rooms and settings, but they're still in the castle. Oh yeah, we get to go to the upstairs of the tower with the jetpack. Jetpack, which is insane. It's such a Nancy Drew thing to do. We've got Denal. For characters, we've got Denal, who's hilarious. So funny. He's our token grumpy man for this game. We've got Kyler, who in my opinion is so unrealistic in this game. I cannot relate. If my my fiance went missing right before we're gonna get married, I would be going a lot more crazy, and I would not just be sitting there talking calmly to Nancy about how he's missing. Like, she drove me nuts, honestly. Like, I didn't understand her at all. Like, she felt very unrelatable. Yeah, very delusional. Kit annoyed the frick out of me. I understand, like, I kind of like how there's like drama. I guess I wish they would fully, like, I guess I wish they would do more with the drama or not do it at all. It felt like they did the drama, but they didn't do it fully. Like they didn't really carry it out completely. So like Kit was supposed to be there because he liked Kyler. He's obviously supposed to be best man. He's got the black eye. Like I like all the intrigue about that. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. I found him a bit annoying. He just was annoying. He was disrespectful, honestly, of their relationship. Matt was hilarious. I freaking loved him. He was so funny. When you find him down there and his accent, it was just so funny. The puzzles were sometimes hard. The otter puzzle, I thought that puzzle was going to be easy, and it was so hard. The Celtic Seasons pillars that we had to do, that was also very hard. And the classic chemical puzzle where you can blow yourself up, that one is very hard. So yeah, overall a crazy, chaotic, funny game. I love the pub drink making game, and I honestly really regret when we did our playthrough, I only played it once. I was so mad because I realized after I got off stream, I was like, crap, I only played the drinking game once. But I would love to play that like multiple times. It's another one I would play as a mini game. I love the ASMR like sound effects of the pub drink making game. So good. Love the seating chart puzzle game, or puzzle for the wedding seating chart. I love that. And I like the doll puzzle with the little doll house, and the sheep shearing was cute. So yeah, I had some good puzzles, some fun puzzles, definitely some iconic moments. Oh man. I want to say it's a B for me. It's like between B and C. I don't know. I don't think it's a C. It might be a C though. Talking about Castle Malloy. What kind of computer do I play on? I built my own PC. So I play on PC. Windows PC. Got a Windows laptop, but it's glitching. Stuck on Barnacle Blaster and Haunted Carousel. Oh no! I hate when glitches happen. Drink making is so much fun. Yes. Hated catching the sheep. Yeah, that was hard. The otter puzzle was your favorite? I'm dead. That's another one that maybe if I was on my own, I would like better, but I love this song. This is from Ransom of the Seven Ships, isn't it? So, not the... Wait, what did you say about the actual gameplay? The theme is better than the actual gameplay. I agree with that. The sheep shearing was cute, yeah. What does S mean? Explain the ranking, please. So S is the best of the best of the best. So S stands for special or superior. It's above A. It's like really, really good. And then A is like great. B is like pretty good. C is like not that great, or you know, okay. And then D is like awful. Like would never play it again. So yeah. Have you played these games on a Steam Deck? No, I have not. Can you play them on a Steam Deck? Has a worse puzzle at the end. I think I'm gonna go C, guys. I think I'm gonna go C. Yeah. Okay. Then we've got Ransom of the Seven Ships, which it's kind of hard. I don't know if you guys want me to rank this one. I have not played it since I was a kid. I do remember that for me personally, it wasn't a great game. I did like, they have diving in the game, and I did like the diving, and I did like a lot of like the environment. I actually feel like I liked the environment in this one better than Kapu Cave, maybe. I like the music in this one. It obviously is not for sale anymore from Her Interactive. There was some controversy over it. The villain character at the end, which I just found out, spoiler alert, mute this if you don't want to know who the villain is, but we just played Stay Tuned for Danger, guys. I haven't played Ransom of the Seven Ships since I was a kid, and I do remember when I played it that they said, oh yeah, this is, what's his name from Stay Tuned for Danger? The same villain, Dwayne Powers, is that his name? And I remember thinking, who the heck is that? Because I had never played Stay Tuned for Danger. So, and it also doesn't look like him, and it's not the same voice actor, which I think is so funny. It's like, let's bring back the villain, but not bring back the villain. But he was disguised, and he basically disguised himself as a Rastafarian person. So he put like stuff on his skin to make it darker, and it did like an accent and stuff, so it was very offensive. So they removed it from their website, and I do have access to it with the disclaimer, obviously, that is, you know, offensive. I may still play it when we play through all the games again. But I feel like I don't know. I guess to me, I feel like he is the villain, so he's a bad person. And I feel like because he is a bad person, it's not like they're not saying this is something that you should do. He's also obviously trying to disguise himself. He's trying to be evil. Like I never thought to myself as a kid that that was something that you should do. But I do understand why it's wrong. I guess to me though, it just doesn't feel like as big of an issue as some people make it out to be. But yeah, so I'm open to playing that one when we do our second playthrough. Yeah, that being the only game where they brought back the villain is disappointing. Driving the golf cart and the sailboat. Oh yeah, I remember driving the golf cart. You guys are like bringing back memories. And the sailboat too. Such a boring game for me because there was no other characters. I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. So many other good villains to bring back, I know. I really want them to bring back, what's her name from Captive Curse? Anya. I would love for them to bring her back. Anyway, we got to keep going, but for now, I think I'm going to put this one in the D tier. I don't remember it being a great game in general. Like, I don't remember it being like super iconic or anything, and it definitely was not like super replayable for me. So, Cuckoo was elite. Yeah, I do remember Cuckoo and the Pink Sand Beach. But yeah, I'll play it through. Maybe my ranking will change, but I'll play it through whenever we do our second playthrough. Okay, moving on to the objectively best Nancy Drew game of all time. I'm just kidding. This is my, this is one of my top 3, guys. I love this game so much. This is Warnings at Waverly Academy, or Warnings at Waverly Place, as I sometimes like to call it on stream, because I forget what the name is. So good. There is something about this game that makes it so replayable. It is so replayable. I think I've replayed this one the most. This one and Shadow at the Water's Edge, which is my other favorite. I've replayed it a lot. I love being a student. I love that we're undercover at the academy, and I love the snack shop. The snack shop is open. I love the snack shop. The underground basement area, all the Edgar Allan Poe themed stuff. I eat that up. I love it. It's so fun learning all this stuff about Edgar Allan Poe and about all of his stories. And I feel like I learned things I didn't know about him when I played this game. I love the whole secret society thing when you see them out the window. It's so creepy and cool and interesting. This feels like a TV show. I feel like this would be a TV show. Wouldn't that be so fun? A Warnings at Waverly Academy TV show. With all the drama and with all the characters. Oh, so good. The characters. We have Izzy, who is iconic. Really mean, but really iconic. We have Mel, who's extremely iconic. I love Mel. Love her room. I love when she plays the cello and she's practicing in the hallways. Leela is such a classic, sporty, catty type of a character. She's very drama related. Corinne is so annoying, but she's such a realistic villain. I love that she was the villain of all this. It made so much sense. I love the ending. She was crazy, honestly, but it fit in my mind. I was like, yes, she would be the villain. Rachel, who we find out, spoiler alert, is actually twins. Crazy. I remember being mind blown when that first happened. I loved that reveal. And that's something, honestly, I would not have picked up on the first time I played through the game. I didn't even think that there was a possibility that she would have a twin. And obviously when you play through a second or third time, you're you can see which one is which when they're putting their hair out of their face or their different mannerisms and things. But I love that. I love the reveal. I still don't think that it makes sense that they let both of them get to graduate or whatever, even though they only paid for one scholarship. Whatever they did was wasn't quite fair. But still iconic. Love all the mini games. You've got darts, you've got the snack shop, you've got air hockey, and you've got all kinds of cool puzzles. We had the crow puzzle, the 3D wood one, the map where we have to do all the states. We've got the silverware puzzle, the DNA puzzle. All of these are puzzles that I enjoyed. Some of them are harder than others, but very fun. Love all the drama. I could replay this multiple times. Love the music as well. This, for me, is an S tier game. I love it. It's one of my top 3. All right, moving on. And we're definitely, which this music is perfect because now we're moving on to Trail of the Twister. We're definitely going to go past 6:30 today, but I'm going to try to like move through these. Seeing your top 4 in S tier makes you so happy. Yay. Waverly was wonderful. Played this one a lot. The website puzzle. Yes. D. Yes. Twister is D for sure. Love the post stuff, especially being from Baltimore. Theming is so cozy, yeah. Funny story, when I watched you play Waverly, I was like, I don't get the hype, but I played it and it's in my top 5. I think since it was an all-day stream, I got a little distracted. It's such a good one. And I would say, yes, it's definitely even better playing it for yourself, for sure. Waverly Academy is elite. I wish I could play it on my Mac. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, so here we go. Trail of the Twister. I literally wrote in my notes, did not like this game, LOL. I think this one is actually one that a lot of you will agree with me on. I legitimately hate this game. This and Creature of Kapu Cave are just like the two that I always think of when I think of the Nancy Drew games that I hate the most. So, Twister. Terrible environment. Terrible. The house is boring. It's just boring as frick. I was looking back on my stream and I was like, this is so boring. Like, there is not much here. We've got the basement with Frosty and then we've got upstairs with Debbie. Both of them are really annoying and there's not much to do in the house. If you go outside, you've got a barn, which is really boring. There's nothing to do out there. And you've got Paw's store, which is the one environment in the game that is actually interesting and cute and has fun music and fun candy organizing game. Like I literally, if I stayed in Paw's store and only did the puzzles and the conversations in Paw's store the whole game, I would be absolutely happy. I would not be missing out on anything. Love Paw. He is so sweet. I hate that Nancy keeps asking about his wife and about Ma and how she died. I hate that. But I love the store. Very cute. And when we go shopping for like different items, that's fun. Literally, I literally wrote another game where everyone is pissing me off. Like, sorry, everyone is pissed off. Everyone is so mad in this game. The characters, we have Debbie. Go to bed, Nancy. Debbie, I know nothing about her character other than she kept telling us to go to bed, and she was really annoying. Scott, who is really mean and really full of himself and has a bad temper. And then we have Chase was funny. He was sweet. Paw was really sweet. Frosty, who was terrible, annoying. The camera puzzle was crazy. I cannot believe that I did that whole freaking puzzle just for him to say that we like ruined the camera or whatever. Like I cannot stand Frosty. All of these people are mad at us and are mean to us, which creates a very negative environment, and that combined with the boringness, and also, I'm sorry, it being about tornadoes, I could care less about tornadoes. I don't care about tornadoes. Like, maybe if they made it like super intense and dangerous and we had to do something crazy with chasing a tornado or something, I guess we do in the game kind of, but like, I don't care about tornadoes. So it's just overall, there's a negative vibe to this game. It made me not want to replay it. Paw's store was the only happy place. I didn't care about the tornadoes enough to like the info about them. Didn't love the puzzles. Too many puzzles and not much mystery. One of my least favorite Nancy Drew games of all time. So, all that being said, let's put it in D tier. Nancy was doing this for free. I know. Twister game doesn't stick out to me. So funny. Twister was the first game I watched you play. That's hilarious. Everyone's so mean to Nancy. This game sucks. Besides Paw, everyone has a stank attitude, yes. Chase and Paw are the only good characters there. The other little spots you can go to have nothing to do but pictures and mice. I know. It's literally the worst. It's the worst environment. The bad driving made it fun. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed watching me play it. I really did not like that Nancy had options to ask about Ma even after finding the flyer about her death. I know. To me, that is outside of her character. Exactly. It feels like the team was making her be weird about it on purpose for satire. Yeah, I agree. It was very strange. The fact that everyone is so quick to blame Nancy and talk condescending to her sucks because the environment, in my opinion, is great. Interesting. I did not like the environment. Love the stormy, rainy environment, I guess. Yeah, it could have been better. Here's where I would have loved the stormy, rainy environment. I would have loved the stormy, rainy environment if they had made the house more cozy. The house is like wood and like very plain. It looks kind of like an abandoned house. I feel like you could have had like a cozy, like make it very warm lighting and like cozy environment inside, and then when you go outside, or what you can see outside the windows is very like cool and like cool toned and like rain. That would have been perfect. But I feel like just what it was just not cozy in my opinion. Love Paw and the music, yes. Justice for Danger on Deception Island. I'm dead. I know you guys love that one. I know. I told you guys it is not my favorite, unfortunately. Add a fireplace. Yes, add a fireplace. Okay, anyway. All right. So now that I've finished ranting about that game, we can go on to another one of my favorites. You guys know this, I have said, is it's my very favorite, my all-time favorite. In the past, I've told people this is my favorite. This is my top ranked Nancy Drew game of all time. I definitely would say my top 3 have been, well, in the past, my top 3 have been Warnings at Waverly Academy, Shadow at the Water's Edge, and Alibi in Ashes. I will see how this goes today, but Shadow at the Water's Edge definitely still is one of my favorites. So, love the setting. You've got a cozy ryokan, which is old and traditional, in contrast with the modern area of Japan where they have the bento shop, they have Yumi's apartment. I love how we get to go to Yumi's apartment later. I love the dress-up game on her computer. I love how we find the book from Savannah Woodham in her apartment. I love that everything's all pink in there. It's so cute. I love the contrast between the old and the new in Japan. It feels very Japanese having been to Japan. I love it. It was cool playing this game after having been to Japan to kind of compare. Hey! Willow, come here. Love the music in this game so much. I could listen to it all day. We've got the baths, which are interesting. The arcade, I love the whole arcade setting. That also feels very Japanese and so cute. And yes, the start of phone charms, so true. And I love how you get to grade the papers. Grading the papers, the bento mini game, the dress-up game. All of these are very cute, fun mini games that I really liked. I even like the things that you learn from Takai. Takai, is that how you say her name? Like, even though the calligraphy is hard, like, a few of those things are very fun because they're just really big shout-outs to Japanese culture, and I really appreciated that. So, for characters, we have Miwako, Yumi. I love their contrast to each other, even though the sisters, how different they are from each other, and I love Yumi. She's my favorite character. I love that she has the little bento shop. She's just so funny to talk to. Rentaro is a great villain. He was really, really terrible at the end. Takai, it was really hard for me to get over her really bad accent, unfortunately, but I did like hearing from her as a character. I love how they had, again, the contrast between the old and the young. There was a lot of puzzles in this game, and I think maybe too many puzzles. It made it hard this last time when I went to play through it. It was hard because it just was constantly puzzles I had to be doing, and some of them were very hard puzzles. I would not recommend this game to beginners. I love the spooky stuff. I love all the ghost things. You guys know I love the mirror scene where as a kid, I literally had a save right before that scene happened so that when I had sleepovers with my friends, I could show it to them and spook them all out. Yeah, I love this game so much. I could talk about it all day. Overall, it feels like Japan and is so fun and replayable. But with the caveat that there are too many puzzles, and I feel like, yeah, some of the puzzles are really hard. The back of the frame puzzle, so bad, so hard. And I have to look up solves for some of them. And I admit that, like, I easily, when we played it together, I'm pretty sure I did list some of those, but it is S tier for me. Very good game. Alrighty, let's move on to Captive Curse. Captive Curse. This was my first time playing it. I had never played it before, and I loved playing it with you guys. It honestly was a really, really good experience, and it was so fun. It was so fun. I'm gonna start my Nancy Drew music back from the beginning. Okay. Such a fun game. It was very... Oh man, the environment was great. I love the German castle. We have the forest, which I was constantly getting lost in. The little gift shop. We had some fun puzzles. I like the board game that we can play with Carl, Raid. I got to play that in real life with on the Clue Crew trip this past year. It was very fun. Someone printed it out and made it, and we got to play it together. It's a fun game. For characters, we have Lucas. Let me know in the comments if you guys love or hate Lucas. I freaking loved Lucas. I love him so much. He is so cute to me and I just want to hug him. Like, he's just adorable. Same thing that like with Jane. Like, I love Jane. I love Lucas. I feel like people either love Lucas or hate him. I've had a lot of people tell me that they hate him. I love him. He's so cute. The voice actor did such a good job with him, and it's all his mischievous little tricks and things. He feels like a little boy. Like, I just love it. Carl is so funny. This game, honestly, I will say, in my opinion, is one of the funniest Nancy Drew games. If you're looking for a funny one to play, this is one of the funniest. So many funny jokes. I was laughing so often during this. Carl is hilarious. Anya was funny as well. Renata was funny. Like, they all were funny. And Lucas as well. Anya was a great villain. I loved her as a villain. She was honestly iconic. And I want to see her back. Like, I would love to see her in another game. I loved her. And then Renata was interesting. I loved hearing all her stories about her past and stuff. Again, this is another game where I loved every single character, which to me tells me it was really well done because they're all so different, but I love them all so much. The castle navigation was one thing that I will say was a bit confusing. Every time I would try, it looked too similar and I couldn't figure out where Carl's office was versus where like the gift shop area was. Like, I kept getting lost and having a hard time finding my way around the castle. So that was a thing that was bad. And annoying. And I do wish that there were more environments. So we were in the castle, which was fun. And I liked how we had the courtyard. I wish we could have gone into more areas in the courtyard, but it was basically only that and the forest. I kind of wish we could have like gone into like a German town area or something. Having been to Germany, Jason grew up in Germany. I love Germany. I feel like it would have made it so much more fun to have a little bit more environment to it, but very, very, very good game. You get to buy snacks. Yeah. The look Renata gives us when she caught us in her bag is hilarious. Yes. Her bag was hard. That was hard. He's so cute and also naughty, which makes him lovable. Yes. Lucas. Captive Curse was also an S for me. Back to back of Shadow and Captive. I know, her really cooked there. They did. They did. Such great comedic relief. Yeah. Love playing the cow game with him. He's so cute. I think the accents were actually good, or am I crazy? I think they were decent. They weren't actually as bad as people would think. Like, again, having been to Germany, I wouldn't say that they're like horrible. It also depends on which person. I'm trying to remember. I think Anya's was maybe not as good. I feel like Carl was actually pretty good. But yeah, they're not like horrible, but they're not great either. Captive Curse is underrated. Yeah. Love the location, love the characters. This game is slept on. Did get lost in the forest, yeah. I also love the whole thing of like, oh, it's Lucas, he's the monster. Wait, psych, there's the monster. Like, I love that whole thing of like, oh no, is there a monster? Oh, it's him. No, it's not him. Like, that was fun. Love Nancy games that have mini games, yeah. She speaks so slowly and you can't skip the dialogue. Drives you nuts. I'm dead. I should do a villain ranking for Nancy. Yeah, that would be fun. I need to do more of these rankings, honestly. So Captive Curse, overall for me, very replayable, very fun. Ah, man, would I say S tier? I think I would say S tier. It was a really good game. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. It was, I can't think of anything other than the castle navigation that was really annoying. I can't think of anything that I really did not like about it. All right, moving on. Alibi in Ashes. If you guys know me, you know I love Alibi in Ashes, which I feel like is not usually people's favorite, but I love this game so much. And man, this is crazy. This is crazy how many we've had in a row right now that have been so good. They really did cook. Like, this was a good time period for them. But Alibi in Ashes. Let's see really, really quick. I'm really curious. Listen to my clicky keyboard. Okay, Alibi in Ashes came out on October 18th of 2011. I was 11 years old, and I remember when this game came out, and I was so excited. This was back when they had the games in Target, and I just remember playing it as it was new, and like, I bought it brand new and played it, and it was just so... This was an era. It was an era of Nancy Drew. Like, it was very... They were doing a great job during this time. Anyway, Alibi and Ashes. Love this one. Love this setting. I love that we finally get to see River Heights. I love that we get to see Nancy's room and her house. We've always been sitting behind her desk, and I love that we get to see the whole area. So, so good. You have to go to work. Will I post a final ranking? Yes, I will take a screenshot of this and probably post it on my Instagram so you can see later. And also, I will post this video to YouTube tomorrow, most likely. So, love that we see Nancy's room. Her house is gorgeous. I love how much detail went into her house. I love the window seat. I love the office area. I love the downstairs. Like, it's just such a beautiful house, and it's so nice to be in. I like the music in this game. I love Scoop, the ice cream shop. I like that we can get all the ice cream flavors. I love ice cream. And I love that we get to see all of them. Like, all the different flavors come in different, bowls and shakes and things. Very fun. I want to go to Scoop in real life and have the ice cream. The town hall. So we have, for environments, we have Scoop, town hall, the news van, Alexi's shop, the whole underground area in the ending of the game, the police station. A lot of great variants. We had a lot of great variants in this game. Really, really enjoyed that. I know, I was really hoping to see Carson in this one. That would have been really great, honestly. Characters. I loved playing as the different friends, Ned, Bess, and George. I loved that. That was very cool. It felt very intimate and like very sweet how like they're helping Nancy out and you get to play as them, and it's also fun to see their different characters actually interact with other characters in the game, because we usually just hear them on the phone. I always feel bad for whoever goes into the shop first, into Alexi's shop, and knocks over the vase, because you can do it with either Ned or Bess, I believe, or George maybe. Deirdre, so iconic in this game, so iconic. This is our first introduction to Deirdre, I believe. And I loved her in this game. She has so many iconic lines. I love her voice actress. She nails it. She's another one that, just like Bess, I feel like I could listen to her all day. Like, she's very good. And I had so many conversations at Scoop when you're sitting there talking to her. I just love it. Lexi. I love Lexi. He is one of my favorite characters in the Nancy Drew games in terms of backstory. Love that we get his entire backstory. He's not just a grumpy store owner. Like, we get to learn everything about him and how he was a detective and how he got, basically done wrong by the town. And I just love that. And I love how he can relate to Nancy. I love how he softens over the game. And when we talk to him by the end, he's very sweet and asks, and I wish we could get help from him in newer games, because like, we never hear from him again, and I feel like he would be a great like phone character to talk to. Like, I would love that. He also has a fantastic voice actor. I love listening to the voice actor for him. A lot of iconic lines as well. What else? Villa. Brenda was great as the villain. She was so hateable. She felt very realistic as well. Chief McGinnis was really funny. There's a lot of funny conversations and lines from him. Tony's voice actor was very good. I hate Tony as a character. She's terrible, but she's perfect as a terrible politician. Like, they wrote her so well. I love that she runs Scoop, and so she's there to get the scoop on everyone as they come into the shop. And the way she's so manipulative and so controlling, that's so perfect for a politician. And her voice actor, her voice is so good. She's so good. Hated her in a good way is what I put down. So much drama in this game, and I love it so much. It was a cool idea to have Nancy in jail. I love that. She says at the beginning, like, it's Nancy, I'm in jail. It's so funny. Yeah, love it. Such a good game. This is also one for me that's very replayable. I've played it so many times because I love it. It's just very replayable. So for me, this is an S tier. It is an S tier. Want Lexi to come back? Yes. There's not much in this game that I don't like. One second. I'm trying to give her a treat. She keeps barking. Oop, inactivity detected in my live. I gotta move my little puzzle piece over. Boop. Okay. Sorry, guys. One second. Willow, come here. Come get a treat. Come Treat for the baby. Amber's so cute. There you go. There you go. Okay. Wish we could see Ned. I know. I would love to see him. Would low-key love to see Dave from Shadow Ranch in a new game. That'd be so funny. I feel like it'd be so weird to see Dave in like the city or something. Oh my goodness. Love Deirdre. Yes. It's wild that everyone turned on Nancy. Like, why? Like, did they not know her? I know. That was crazy. That was crazy in that game. Do you like this game? For me, it's only an A. Ice cream. Still don't get to see still don't get to see Ned. You were 18 when the game was released. That's crazy. All right. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually might move it to A because I feel like it's not as iconic as something like Treasure in the Royal Tower, so it doesn't feel right to have it in A tier. Sorry, in S tier. I think I will move it to A. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to Tomb of the Lost Queen. I did not like Tomb of the Lost Queen. You guys know I don't like deserts. I don't like deserts. And it was so freaking boring. It was so boring. We only had the tents, or we had the underground like pyramid area. And that was it. That was it. There was nowhere else to go. I was so shocked when we played the game and we got to the end and I was like, that's it? There's no other environments? Like, it was so bad. Also, the characters, I felt kind of trapped in the pyramid area. Like, I just felt like there was nowhere else to go. The characters, we had Abdullah, who was super mean and annoying. We also had Lily, who I also kind of found annoying. We had Dylan, who was really cute, but was just kind of blah. Like, I didn't have a lot of development with him. We had Jamila, who I hated so much. I did not like her very much. So again, this is another game where we had all characters that I really didn't like. I didn't feel any attachment to any of them, and I didn't feel any interest in any of them, and I felt like they all kind of hated me. I couldn't even remember the villain for this game. That's how bad it was. I had to go back and look. Like, honestly, any of them could have been the villain. Lots of puzzles, so many puzzles. It gave me wannabe Scarlet Hand vibes, but it failed miserably. The ending was really badly done and rushed, so rushed. The ending just felt like they just slapped it on there and they're like, okay, that's the end. Yeah, I did not love this game. It was so bad to me. It was just so bad. One guy was super mean, yeah. This one is maybe a C. Not horrible, but I didn't like the location. It was a good idea, I feel like I didn't like it. This is Tomb of the Lost Queen. I love Egypt stuff, but it's totally a flop. Yeah, I feel like they could have done so much more with the Egypt stuff that could have been way more interesting. Love bringing Hotchkiss back. Yes, I did appreciate that. You like the environment in this one. I was so interested in Egypt at the time. I'm dead. No direction, yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but for me, this is gonna be a D. I can't even put it as a C. Like, it was bad. Nothing in me wants to play this game again. Played on Easter 2020 and haven't revisited it. Liked this one. Glad we get to call it Hotchkiss. Oh my goodness. Not a flop, but not a win. Yeah, sorry, it was definitely not a win for me. Environment was boring, but I liked some of the puzzles. Yeah, I guess I'm not a huge Egypt, like, I'm not really big into Egypt, and like I said, I find the desert kind of boring, so it just wasn't interesting to me. You'd have to really, like, do it up for me to be interested. Jason? My background is like getting so dark. I'm gonna have him turn the light back on. But anyway, what else do we have? Tomb of the Lost Queen. Okay, so then we're gonna go down to Deadly Device. Oh man, I feel like this is another controversial one. You guys like Deadly Device a lot. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Like, it was, ugh. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It was like, again, environment. I didn't love the environment. Lots of gray colors, and I felt really stuck in the lab the whole time. Like, you never get out of the building, which, by the way, I don't mind if I'm in a building like, you know, Treasure in the Royal Tower, or if I'm in a building like, I don't know, Haunted Mansion or something. But in this, I did not really like it that much. Not a STEM girly. Yeah, that's literally how I feel. Too much math is what I wrote down. Lots of math and science puzzles. It hurt my brain. I just was constantly, every puzzle had to do with math and science. And if you like math and science, this is the game for you. I think you probably will find it really interesting and really intriguing, and probably like a good challenge. I found it not a good challenge. I found it a bad challenge, like too much of a challenge. Like I couldn't even do it. I had to look up so many puzzles for this, and there was a lot of puzzles as well. The characters were kind of meh. Ryan was funny and cute. Mason was just annoying. Ellie was just meh. I didn't really remember too much about her. Gray was really mean and rude. He was our token grumpy old man, but I didn't like him. Yeah, so the history about Tesla was really interesting, and I liked some of the little details in it, but it just wasn't that great. You are a STEM girly and you still hated this. I'm dead. Hey, Jason. I don't know where he went. I'm gonna turn the light on 1 second. Okay, so yeah, too much math. So for me, it's not a bad game. I wouldn't say, oh, this is such a bad game. I would just say, if you like math, it's a decent game. As a science girly, I liked it, but it's not a favorite. I'd say at least C, but maybe B. I need to play it again. I think I'm gonna say C. Yeah, I'm gonna say C. All right, next up we have Ghost of Thornton Hall. Oh wow, Deadly Device is an S tier for you, but that's because you're an engineer. I'm dead. Deirdre and Nancy together could have been unstoppable, but they harbor too much resentment. Yeah, I didn't love the combos with them in that one. I thought they would be more iconic than they were. Yeah, it was definitely a C for me. All right, Ghost of Thornton Hall. Ghost of Thornton Hall. Ghost of Thornton Hall. Such a good game. This was like, in my opinion, it was kind of like a surprise because we had Alibi and Ashes that was really good, and then we had Tomb of the Lost Queen, which was meh, Deadly Device, which wasn't that interesting to me, and then, so I really had no expectations for the next game. I thought, these kind of aren't that good anymore. And then they came out with Ghost of Thornton Hall, and I was so pleasantly surprised. It's so crazy because this game shows you how story can really carry a game. The environment, like when I look at it, it's really only, we've got the house and then like the burned down house and the graveyard. That's it. But with that environment, I didn't even notice that I was only in that environment the whole game because the story was so rich and so well written. The characters were so good. Jessalyn, I wish we saw more of her, but I love that we did get to see her and that they included her as much as they did. Harper is iconic, one of the most unique characters in the Nancy Drew games. Her voice actress did a fantastic job. So many sound bites from her that also live in my brain rent-free. Clara was the perfect like southern mom figure and also such a great believable villain. I loved her whole backstory and I loved her reasoning behind being the villain. It made so much sense and I loved all of that part of the story. Wade, I loved everyone's accents in this. They were so satisfying to listen to. Wade's romance with Savannah was so interesting. Love how we got to hear about that. I would love to hear more about that in the future. And then we had Colton as well. He was kind of mad. I don't really remember too much about him. But I loved all the characters overall. And the music was great. The puzzles were great. Very replayable game. An amazing environment. Also a great rainy day game. If you're looking for something to play on a rainy day, definitely recommend this. Yeah, the family drama. Yeah, it was so good. There's so much lore behind this. I know I wanted to see Savannah. That would have been great. But yeah, this game, I actually had this game. This was the only game that they made available for the iPad. And I actually had it on PC and on the iPad. And I played it on both. And I'm so mad at myself that I deleted it from my iPad because I would have loved to play it now. But I also had the Secret of Shadow Ranch mini game. Like, it was like an audiobook game thing that they made as an app for mobile, and I had that as well. This would be, oh man, I want to say S tier. This is a really good game, guys. The Ghost of Thornton Hall was for iPad. I'm trying to think of any reason that it wouldn't be S tier. I think it deserves S tier. I think I'm gonna put it up there on S tier. Yeah, Salem was really good. Okay. Next, we're gonna go on to the Silent Spy. I do feel like we took a little bit of a downturn here. Oh man, it started going downhill. So we went from Ghost of Thornton Hall, which was way up here, so well written, so well done, and then we went to Silent Spy, and then we went down to Shattered Medallion. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Silent Spy, I actually like it a lot. I played it when it came out. Again, same thing. It was so good. Dancing around slavery. Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. In Ghost of Thornton Hall, that was something that I do think that they should have talked about more. I do agree with that. Yeah. I remember even thinking as a kid when I played it, like, this doesn't even make sense, like why they kind of skipped through that. So I do agree with that. Really like Silent Spy. I love that we get to learn about Nancy Drew's mom. I've heard some people complain that they don't like the way that they treated the story, but I love all the stuff we learn about Nancy's mom. I love all the flashbacks that we see. They did a really good job with animating all of those and all the voice actors and stuff. I just love that. For the environment, we have the hotel, the little shop, the train station, the Loch Ness area, which has like the training house and the secret hideaway house area. We have Moira's house. We have the secret office lab computer area for whatever the name is of the people. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but you know what I'm talking about. And the elevator that you go to. I love some of the mini games. The cookie mini game is so fun where you make the cookies. I like the music. It feels like a spy game again, like Phantom and Venice. If you liked the vibe of Phantom and Venice and you also want to play another spy game, this is it. Yeah, I like the snooping. We get to go to what's her name's hotel room and snoop around. I was a little disappointed in Bridget, who ends up being Samantha Quick. It felt a little bit anticlimactic in my opinion, but I do think it's a fun idea. She's a little annoying to me. I don't know. I guess I was just hoping for more with her character with that. B is for bland. I'm dead. Cathedral. That's what it's called. Ewan was annoying. I didn't like him very much, but he made a good villain. Yeah. So overall, I think I liked the Scotland setting for this, but it definitely wasn't my favorite. I would say B tier. I'd say B tier. Yeah. All right. And then we're gonna go to the Shattered Medallion. That also shattered my heart into a million pieces. Because it was so awful. I just wrote down on my notes, such an odd game. It's just a really odd game. It doesn't even quite feel like a Nancy Drew game. I don't know what they were doing with this game. I don't know what. I don't know, guys. I really wish that Sunny June's story was better and more thought out. It felt very half-written, and I love Sunny June as a character, and I've heard people complain about the way he looks, and also complain about, like, him in this game, but I actually love the way he looks. It felt fitting to me. It was exactly how I pictured him, but I just feel like they didn't do him justice in his storyline, which sucks because we waited so long, and I remember when this game came out, and I loved the idea of Sunny June being in a game. Like, that was so iconic of an idea. It just feels like they should have taken more care with that idea. The setting falls a bit flat for me when it could have been more epic. It's in freaking New Zealand. You would never even know this is in New Zealand. Like, you see some mountains in the distance, but, like, it doesn't even feel like New Zealand. It could be in, like, Washington State for all you know. Like, it doesn't feel like the environment at all. Or nothing about it sticks out about the environment. Characters. We have Sunny. I love that Bess had a crush on him. I thought that was cute. I love Bess in this game. So iconic. Honestly, one of the best parts of the game is Bess. I love that we get to see her in the game. George feels like her character was so unfinished. Like, they didn't, like, finish, like, they barely included her because she kept falling asleep every time I would talk to her. Kiri was okay. I like the drama with her, but she wasn't, like, super memorable. Patrick was really annoying in my opinion, and Lena was also kind of annoying. So it basically felt like the game basically felt like a big bunch of mini games and puzzles and a sucky story. So fun, but not great and not super replayable. If you're just looking to play some mini games and just kind of, you know, oh crap, and just kind of chill out, it's fine, but don't expect it to have a great storyline. I would say this is definitely, it might be a D. I think it's a D tier. That's a D tier. All right. Labyrinth of Lies. Whew. Wish they'd done more with the environment and more with the game show aspect. I agree, Bess was the best. George was criminally underutilized. Yeah. They have the hidden staircase on Steam. What is the hidden staircase? Like the Nancy Drew? Is that like a... Oh, I saw you sent in the Discord. Oh, it's the game that Arglefump made. Arglefump? However you say that. Isn't it like a... Is it a text-based game, I want to say? I'll have to check that out. That's super cool. Should have let you actually play the game show and have different endings. Yes, I thought that too. The first time I played, I was so concerned because I was like, oh no, am I going to win or not going to win? Oh no, I didn't do it or whatever. And then I realized it didn't matter. And I was kind of like, honestly disappointed. It's a text game. Beta tested it. So good. Nice. Yeah, go wishlist it on Steam. I don't know if I'll play it on stream, but I definitely am interested to play it at some point. Okay, so let's see here. Sunny June was Chef's Kiss to me. If you asked me to recall by memory the different locations in this game, I fear I would not be able to. I've seen playthroughs, but I've only played it only once myself personally. It's like they gave the winning fan the chance to pick the location, and the fan picked the spot they were definitely not expecting or prepared for. Oh, that's right. It was like a contest, wasn't it? I forgot about that. I remember that contest. You just like brought back my memory of that. And I remember thinking, I cannot wait to see what they pick. And then they picked New Zealand, and I was like, okay. Silent Spy had moments that were a little ridiculous, but in a funny way, like zip lining across the hotel courtyard in the middle of the day, but also wouldn't say it's my favorite, yeah. Not enough sheep. There definitely needs to be more sheep in New Zealand. Bess is the best. Patrick is so dumb and I love him. For the 30th game, I expected better. Yeah, Bess was no help, just boy crazy. It's a text game. Oh yeah, okay, I saw that. All right, maybe they were from New Zealand. Yeah, that makes sense. That would make sense why they picked it. Okay, so we're getting towards the end here. Labyrinth of Lies. Labyrinth of Lies, limited environments. So I felt like, okay, so Labyrinth of Lies, this feels like we already worked in a museum in Scarlet Hand. We already, and in like the whale thing, we had like a museum there. And then we've already been in a theater. We've already had the theater concept multiple times now. We did the final scene, and we also did, what was the other one we said was a theater? Oh, Stay Tuned for Danger. We had like, it was like movie, you know, filming something with actors. So it kind of felt like a repeat, in my opinion, of that kind of a concept. It's like you couldn't have had anything more creative. Also, so in environment wise, we had the museum and then we had the theater. Again, we've been in these locations before. Also, it's in Greece. You could have had way cooler locations in Greece. You could have had way more that we could have explored in Greece. I felt kind of claustrophobic. I felt like there really wasn't that much. They're trying to rehash ideas from earlier games. I think that's very true. So yeah, I didn't love it. Felt repetitive. Characters were not super memorable to me, except I remember Thanos was really creepy and mean, and Grigor was sweet, and I also felt bad for him. I liked hearing Grigor's like backstory. I did enjoy that. Overall, not a super interesting game to me. It could have been much better. I did not enjoy this game very much. I'm gonna say this is a D tier, honestly. It was not an enjoyable game. It just was not it for me. Nothing in me wants to replay that. This felt less like Greece than Danger by Design felt like Paris, yeah. More like a Greek-themed game than in Greece, yeah. Not the best. I wouldn't say it's a bad game. I like some of the puzzles. It's puzzle-heavy. Yeah, definitely puzzle-heavy. Why is there real lava? I wanted to know that. That didn't make any sense. And like one character was Greek, yeah. What about the heist? Wait, what heist? Remind me. You liked Labyrinth of Lies. Oh, man. All the wonderful scenes and colors. I will say the whole underworld part thing was cool. I remember being very frustrated with the puzzles in this though. Like they were hard and I did not enjoy them. They were all there because they were all in on stealing stuff from the museum. Yeah. Yeah, I do think that was a cool idea. Gorgeously done game. Right, were we actually going down into the pits of hell? What was that? Yeah, right? Yeah, it's so odd. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can move it to C, but that's the highest I would move it up. I'm trying to think, like, I might be forgetting parts of it. I'll move it to C. Like, I will say, like, it's kind of similar to Deadly Device in the way that, like, it wasn't my favorite environment, but, like, it wasn't a terrible game. Yeah, not my favorite. All right, now we're going to move on to another extremely good game. Sea of Darkness. I love Sea of Darkness. This was another one. I did not have high hopes because we got freaking, you know, Medallion and Labyrinth of Lies, and all of us were kind of crushed and we're like, this is terrible. No way are they going to make another good game. And then they came out with Sea of Darkness and I was so happy. This game, in my opinion, has some of the best balance of puzzles in all of the Nancy Drew games. Like, the balance of easy and hard is just so good. And it has some really good puzzles that are fun. Love all the characters. Again, I love talking to Soren. I love learning his backstory. I felt like he was a great villain. Magnus, I love that we get to see him actually at the end, and he's not just concealed from us. They got more of an animation budget. I wish we got to see him more, but I'm glad that we get to see him. Elizabeth, I loved her voice actor and her whole backstory. I love the accents in this game, actually. Again, having been to Iceland, like, I feel like this one was actually more accurate with the accents. Gunnar is hilarious, and I love him. Love his whole story about how he lost, what is it, his fingers or whatever. It's so funny. I love the little Icelandic game where we learn the language. And I actually recognized words when I went to Iceland, which was really fun. This also felt like Iceland. Who else? Gunnar, Alex. Oh, Alex is the one we listened to over the phone. Dagny is so funny. I love how, like, sassy and sarcastic she is. I also love her voice actor, did a great job. Very replayable, very iconic. Love the music, love the environment. Yeah. Sea of Darkness was not your favorite. Interesting. Also love Sea of Darkness, so good. It was the last true good Nancy Drew game. Still felt like we were playing Nancy Drew. Love for Alex trying to become an in-person character in a future game. Same. The ship has so many locations, and I know. Love this one too. Just wish there was a cozier room to go to, like at the pub near a fireplace. I agree with that. Northern Lights are so pretty. Yeah. I love how we get to go to Magnus's cabin as well. A lot of good variants and environments. This one for me is an S tier game. I love this game. It's very, very well done. All right. Now we're moving on. We're down to our last two. Midnight in Salem. You guys know some of my thoughts on this game because we just played it recently. Man, this game is really bad. I will say navigation in this game made it almost unplayable. If I was on my own and I downloaded this game just for fun, okay, number one, if I downloaded this game and I'd never played any of the Nancy Drew games, I would not want to play any of the other Nancy Drew games if I thought this was what they were like. Also, number two, I would probably not finish this game. I probably would start it and think, this is absolute crap. I'm not playing this. Sorry, guys, but it just has to be said. It is really bad. The navigation is so bad that I kept getting stuck and couldn't figure out how to navigate around. It was terrible. Why are there protesters in a small town like this? Doesn't feel like Nancy Drew at all. So if you're looking to play Nancy Drew, don't play this. Story could have been much cooler than it was. We've said this before. I feel like we could have had... My mom's side of the family lives in New England. I've been to New England so many times. We needed more New England accents. We needed more New England food. We had like a few like food things here and there, but not that much. I also feel like we could have had just much more New England vibe in the way that the place looked. Like the town square was okay, but like I feel New England vibes more from Mornings at Waverly Academy than I do from Midnight in Salem. So I just feel like this could have been much better done. The witch thing was such an interesting story. It was such a good story. You could have done it so well. I love like the whole thing about the witch trials and all that. It's fascinating. But there was too much reading, too much dialogue, way too much dialogue, too much talking. Yeah, it was really bad. The characters, May, I thought could have had more depth. I will say in all of the characters, the animation was so bad that it was laughable, which made you not take the game seriously. So it made it not feel good because like you're talking to May and maybe she's telling you something tragic, but like her character, the way she's animated and everything was just not good. Also the design for the it felt very half finished, but the design for the environment of the house was not thought through. The house was all like basic items from like online 3D asset libraries, and they were like, they didn't even take time to color the house or like have a theme. Everything was mismatched colors, and it was a lot of millennial gray. You could have had way more design go into the house, and it could have felt like an actual environment. It just felt like a very basic house. Same with outfits for characters. May's leggings were like, yes, very out there and crazy, but like other than that, everybody else's outfits were so blah. Olivia had a little bit more of like a witchy outfit. Deirdre, I was so distracted by the bad animations of Deirdre, it made it ruin the character for me, and I love Deirdre. I didn't even feel like Deirdre anymore. I love Deirdre in Alibi and Ashes. I could not stand her in Midnight in Salem. She was annoying. Tegan, Olivia, Alicia Cole, like all these different people, like none of them stuck out to me as anybody that was really iconic. Judge Danforth was terrible, like as a person. I mean, you could say he was well done because he was really awful. The Hardy brothers were okay. They looked good for the game. Like I didn't think they looked terrible. Overall, hardly playable, and I definitely would not recommend it to people, especially when there's so many other games on this list to play that rank so much higher. I just wouldn't recommend it to people. Been to Salem and the buildings all have gothic-ish charm to it. Why did they think that Millennial Gray was okay? Exactly. I've been to Salem as well. It's gorgeous. Like, yeah, could have had so much more. Could have been an S if they hadn't changed everything from previous ones. Oh, also the voice acting. Unfortunately, the new girl who's voice acting Nancy, I do think that she improved later on in Mystery of the Seven Keys, but unfortunately in this game, I feel like she actually did a pretty bad job. My critiques of her was that I felt like she did not sound conversational. She sounded too much like she was trying to be like almost like Siri or something. Like the way that she said things, instead of saying like, oh, there's somebody outside. Interesting. Instead of saying it like that, she's like, there's someone outside. How interesting. It's like, okay, that sounds a little too weird. Like it doesn't sound natural. And so I think they maybe coached her a little bit on that, and I'm glad that like she improved that later. I still don't love her as a voice actress, but it's okay. It's not the biggest deal to me. Character animation was worse than like 1970s Donkey Kong or Duck Hunt. Awful. Yeah, it was really bad. It was really a step back. Also, no one asked them to do that, by the way. The voice actress, I actually personally understand because Lonnie Manella is very old, and I understand why you need to change her out at some point. I get it. And unless they AI clone her voice, which by the way, all of you would probably have a problem with, and you wouldn't want to play it if they cloned her voice, she's getting up there. Like she doesn't even sound like Nancy Drew anymore, in my opinion, because her voice is like breaking and like sounding older. Like it's very hard for her to do Nancy's voice at this point. When we went all the way back and played Station for Danger, she sounded so young. So I get it. I get the voice actors change. I don't have a problem with that. But I do not get the changing to a 3D environment and the changing to a whole new animation system, because they went back from what they were doing for Sea and Darkness, looked so much better. And it was like whiplash for all of us that were playing, and no one requested it. Nobody wanted it. Everybody I've talked to that loves these games wants point and click. Nobody wants, oh, we need to have a 3D environment, blah, 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 blah. We were all satisfied with that. So in my opinion, that was a massive mistake. So yeah, what else were you guys saying in here? Sister and I played this when it came out. We wanted to see both endings, but I hadn't danced in a while. I skipped through the dialogue to get back to the ending. It took less than 10 minutes. Hadn't saved in a while. Not danced. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. Could have been an S. Oh yeah, I saw that already. Agreed, unfortunately. F tier. She sounded like she was reading a script. Yes. I will never get over the huge mistakes of switching platforms. Ghost Dog song is my favorite. Makes me want to wander the woods. Yeah, so good. They needed a new VA. The new voice actress has the same sound as the other characters. Unless I was actively reading the CCs, I would not be able to tell who was speaking. Yeah. Yeah, it was a new game engine. Point and click is superior. Absolutely. Yeah, there's 2 endings. Oh, man. I wish they would switch back. They've devoted so much time and money and probably have a contract. Yeah. For the new voice actress, yeah. The burnt house was supposed to have more places to explore, but they scrapped it for time. Overall, the game felt unfinished. It felt unfinished and rushed, and you could tell when it came to the menu. The menu was like not finished. It was like blank. So yeah, anyway, it's enough about Midnight in Salem. It was a really big flop. And I wondered if I would have a different opinion on it, but I don't. It was really bad. Now, on a more positive note, Mystery of the Seven Keys. Her interactive, I will give it to you. Mystery of the Seven Keys was a very pleasant surprise. This game, it doesn't feel like Nancy Drew, the old Nancy Drew, but it does feel like Nancy Drew for a new generation, in my opinion. I actually enjoyed this game a lot. And they brought back the care. They brought back the care into the menus, into the design, into the voice acting, into a lot of things in this game, and it was very obvious that they did that. Even all the way down to the loading screens were beautiful on this. I liked the UI. I liked the whole like way that they had set up her phone and hint system and all that. It was very nice, very easy to use, in contrast with Midnight in Salem. The voice actor took some notes. I feel like she did a bit better in this one. Still not my favorite, but she did better. I loved a lot of the other voice actors in this one. They did a really good job. Their names are fleeing my mind right now, but the guy who does the puppet stand, his voice actor, insanely good. So good. Probably the best in the game, in my opinion. Also, the old guy that works at the antique store, loved his voice. Sometimes old people cannot sound great, but he sounded great. Yeah, there was a lot of places you get stuck because you have to do things in a specific order. I do agree with that. Makes it difficult. 1 second. Whew, okay. So, anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh, I like the storyline, love the villain. I love that I did not see it coming with the villain. I liked a lot of the like little puzzles and mini games were good, like the cafe. I liked the characters. I actually did like the characters, which I was not expecting because I didn't really like the characters in Midnight Salem or in a lot of the previous ones to this. And so I really liked them. I was pleasantly surprised with that. It was a comeback. Yes, it had an idea of what it wanted to be. That's a good way to put it. So yes, this gives me hope. This does give me hope. I'm glad that at least, even if this is the last Nancy Drew game, I'm glad that they went out on a better note than Midnight in Salem. But I would love for them to make more games. Like, from this team that made Mystery of the Seven Keys, I want to see more. Like, I would love to see, and this is like, knowing how they went from Midnight in Salem to this, I would love to see what's coming in the next games because I feel like it can only go up. I feel like they're taking people's criticisms. I feel like they're listening to feedback. I hope they have enough funding to continue to make games. I would love to see more from them. So it's really hard to compare this to the old Nancy Drew games, but I would say for me personally, this is better. I would say, do I enjoy this more than a C tier? It's really hard because I have nostalgia attached to all of the ones in C tier, or some of them in C tier. I would say it's probably a C tier for me. I might move it up to a B. It's really hard for me to think if it's a B or a C. It might be a B, honestly. I really liked the puppet puzzle. That was really fun with organizing all the puppets. And the cafe mini game. I think I'll put it in C for now. I think they definitely have room to grow. So, overall, this is my ranking of all 34 Nancy Drew games. I will say my top, these are my top, you guys can see, which I fully agree with this, but I think my top 3, this is so hard. This is so hard. Playing back through, I was very happy with Captive Curse, which I had never played before. Very happy with Sea of Darkness. Very happy with Legend of the Crystal Skull. And very happy with Ghost of Thornton Hall. Like, all of these, when I replayed, really stuck out to me this time. Yeah. I do think Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon is very iconic. I almost might put Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon on A, but it's pretty good. I would say it's S. Yeah, I think this is my final ranking. So yeah, I definitely am looking forward to see what Her Interactive does in the future. I hope they do a cruise ship game. That would be so fun. I hope they do any games, honestly, and I will be playing them whenever they come out with. Should be interesting to see. Thanks for streaming so long. You guys are welcome, of course. This is a special stream to me, and thank you guys so much for being here during my entire playthrough of all of these games. It means so much to me. We've built such an amazing community here, and on Wednesday, we will be back at 4:30 p.m. EST, and we will be starting from the very beginning all over again, and we will be starting with Secrets Can Kill, and it will be very nostalgic, and Mondays and Wednesdays, so Mystery Mondays and Whodunit Wednesdays. Every week I will be on here playing the Nancy Drew games all the way through in order, and I will start that on Wednesday. Very, very exciting. Don't forget bingo on Wednesday. Yes, thank you, Princess Emily. So fun. Thanks. I want to go buy one now. Yes, go buy one. They have all of them on Steam, or most of them on Steam.
Case
and also
closed.
on the Interactive website they have Stay Tuned for Danger, and I don't know, I think most of them are on Steam. Case closed. Yeah. Oh man, so fun. And if you're interested in any Nancy Drew merch, I do have my Nancy Drew journal, as I said, that says it's up to you as Nancy Drew. So fun for keeping track of all your notes. And I also have sweatshirts and hoodies and all kinds of stuff. Hats,
Hey,
Fight the Power
look at
and
us.
stuff.
Look at us.
In my
Huh? Who would've
shop,
thought?
So be sure to
Not
check
me.
that out. I'm going to put it in the link of this video on YouTube. And also, if you are currently watching live, you can just go to my website, or I think it's linked in my bio, which is cozygameremporium.com. And yeah, I have lots of stuff available for that. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. And I do want to continue to do the reading through the books that inspired the games. I think I'm going to go back to having that be a subscriber only stream, possibly. So yeah, we'll see what we do with that. But I will see you guys on Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening.